VPPL finals yet again. Joining me commentary, Marc Robertson.
Good evening, Jamie.
Now, we've started a touch early before the guys start their matches, and I thought we'd just do a little bit of a pre-match analysis. So our two matches, as you can see on screen now, semi-final number 1, Nick Young and Peter Butterworth will play. The winner of that will play myself next week, and the second semi, Steve Jamieson and Craig Stevens will play Robbo next week, the winner of that. I'll just throw you straight in the deep end, Robbo. Predictions for both match.
Well, all four players, very similar level. I'm going to go with Nick to beat Butters in a very close match. I'm going to say 11-9. Jamo and Craig, I'm going to go... As of yesterday, Craig probably hit the ball a bit better and on interleague day, but Jamo won last time they played. So I'm going to go with Jamo to beat Craig 11-8.
All right, I'm not going to do score predictions because I just think this game's too crazy for that. But I do basically think the same two guys will win that you just said. But having said that, there are some key elements that I feel need to happen in both matches. Number 1, Nick Young needs to not be afraid of the freakishness that Peter Butterworth can produce, and not be afraid to put in that little drop snooker if it's going to give him the 2 shots. And for some reason, I don't know why, he's within earshot, so I better be quiet, but Craig does seem to struggle against power potters of the game, and Steve is one of those. So it'd be interesting to see how he combats that tonight.
Yeah, SpongeBob, so Craig Stevens, a bit of a nickname, SpongeBob. He doesn't have a very good record this season against the players in the finals. I think he's only beaten Nick out of all the players left in the finals, so that record does not hold him in good stead.
I'd have to say, though, he's gotten better as the season's gone on, and I actually rate him extremely highly. I think he's an excellent queuing action, but for some reason, just seems to struggle against these guys like Butters and Jamo. Don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, well, he hit the ball well yesterday, but in saying that, Jamo played pretty well too, and so did Pete. Didn't see a lot of Nick Young because he was on a different team, but those 3 guys played pretty well yesterday, hardly dropped a frame. So expecting to see some pretty good pool tonight.
Yeah, Nick's key for Nick obviously is to not miss when he commits and leave Butters open tables, to just basically clean up all the time. He actually wants Butters to be the one attacking and trying to take on the really difficult outs, because Butters actually has no handbrake at all, and he will just go for everything. That's the way he plays. And Nick will sort of want... I think it will favour Nick if the break's a little clustery. And
yes.
and he's actually the one that's got a few balls left on the table, and he gets to sort of dictate how the match goes.
I agree, and the problem is a lot of times people when they play against Pete, they have that similar game plan, but if Pete does one of his freaky outs in the first or second frame, their game plan quickly goes out the window. They got to remember that in race to 11 he's going to do, at least a few of these funny big outs.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is a big start for Nick break-wise, but what that red just snuck its way over to the left rail.
Yeah, you'd be half tempted to go yellows from that red on the left rail.
I mean, he does have an angle off this ball in the corner. I think if he might be able to deep screw into it and get the cannon straight away on the red, but I'm with you, Robbo. This yellow at the bottom here does sneak under the red over the pocket.
It's funny just when you're watching on camera, like you look at it and see the yellow on the left rail, and you think, oh, just double that, and then just knocking a long yellow down the rail, and then you just pot out.
Well, that's missed by 4 kilometres.
Bit of a nervy start.
Yeah, he won't be wanting to throw too many more of them in early.
No, that's just going to instantly give Pete full of confidence.
And I'm pretty sure Butters will say, you know what, I've got open table, we'll take yellows, unless he likes the double on this red second shot. But no, this is the right balls, I think, to take.
Well, these guys played early on in the season. I'm actually not sure what the score was.
Butters won.
11-7, I think.
Yeah, Nick actually was absolutely knackered. It was a double match for him.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, it might have been for both, but no, I do remember Nick saying he was completely fried, and he did struggle a bit in the match. So both players fresh tonight, though, so there'll be no excuses there.
So what you want to do with this out is you want to make sure you play the yellow on the left rail up the top before you play the yellow on the bottom, blocking the bad red. So if you do miss that yellow up the top, then Nick will still have a bad red on the left side of the table.
He's got to clear this red as well for the black, you'd think. Like, it's the obvious path. This can get very tricky this out. I'd have been tempted to try and go up for this ball on the side rail a bit earlier than this.
Yeah, me too.
He's travelling up there now for it.
So he needs to play it now, not after this ball on the bottom left.
Yeah, and he's also got to give this a bit. He's got to bring the white ball back out, sort of a couple of foot across the right-hand side of the table. So he's got a shot at this other yellow. You can just drop that in, and then obviously he's got the yellow inside the red. Black shouldn't be a problem after that, but this is the key shot right now. Well, he's hit it a bit soft. Now, as I was talking about, Rob, if he comes out, across the table another foot and a half, he's got a good shot on this yellow. Now he's actually forced to play a very good positional shot off this yellow, clear the red, and land behind the other yellow. He doesn't want to be dead straight on it either, so a lot to do this shot.
Yeah, there was no benefit really playing that inner over, because if it sat over, Nick was just fat on his red up the top left anyway. So
I'll tell you what, he's played that well. Got the little movement on the red, played it with a lot of good control, but once again has to play this shot, has to punch it in. These are tricky down the rail at pace. You've got to hit them absolutely sweet.
See, for me, if I've got this, I'm thinking, oh God, how have I made this my last ball? But Pete's just pretty sort of used to this. He just sort of gets on with it, and he actually makes a lot of these shots just because he's not actually that phased by him.
He'll probably drop it in and play the double. No, he plays it, and he's played it very well.
He's played that nicely. You go off the red here? Or are you just trying to knock it straight in?
I think you back your ability to just drop this in. Although he does like to play these sort of shots, so...
I'd be tempted to go off the red. I think you got to... It depends how far out it is. It's a bit hard to tell.
I know if this is me, I just take this in straight in all day, because I'll just butcher that one off the red, something savage if this is me. But Pete does play these shots well.
I reckon you'll go off the red.
Oh, he's already lined it up, but he's pot the red.
So this is pretty much what you were talking about. Is Nick wants Pete to have a go at those exact outs, and now Nick just needs to capitalise.
And now I'm also talking here, Robbo. There's nothing wrong with a little snooker first up here.
Nothing wrong at all. It's what I'd be doing.
I know a lot of people will be going, oh, I don't want to snooker here because it'll come off the one or two rails and pot the black. But if you get this a bit tight, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Pete's probably one of the best, if not maybe the best I've seen at actually getting out of snookers and knocking balls in and stuff. But you can't let that stop you laying a snooker like that. It's still extremely long odds to knock this black in from here. There's pretty much no safety shots. There's no safety shot here.
Yeah, and this is what the danger of Butters is. Let's say he knocks this black in, it could completely change Nick's mind frame for the next 3 or 4 frames.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is if Pete does pull off
this, he might be on this.
He's going for the black in the other middle, I reckon.
I think he's cutting it.
Oh wow, he was on it. That's a terrible shot by Nick to leave him on that then.
But he's popped the red, and surely Nick will promote the... I don't think it's worth taking the pot on in the middle here. I think it's better off just to promote the left-hand side ball, and then everything is just on.
Black's not on.
I think it's very, very available, because you've got this ball at the top that you can just actually flick in and just float straight down the table and get right behind the black for a pretty easy black.
Yeah, but he's showing a bit of nerves already. I mean, he missed that first shot by half a foot, and then that was a very basic snooker.
That's why I don't take this ball on. This is why I promote my bad ball straight away. If he misses this...
I'd be playing this, and then if you do miss it, you do have an easy snooker you can play on the left-hand side of the table.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair call. But I think just promoting that ball and just trusting your queuing after that was a better option.
Totally depends on how you feel. I agree with you. If you're feeling good, if you're a few frames in and you've hit the balls, but I think for in Nick's situation, very nervous. So big money up for grabs here. I think the loser gets about 1,700 or so, and the winner can eventually go on to win a couple more matches and win $4,000. So not just playing for a couple of dollars.
And as you pointed out in our conversation we had recently, Robbo, the title, the actual being called the winner of this comp.
Yeah, it's a very tough one. Very, very, very tough one to win. So you got a bunch of state and Australian level players in this, and it's only going to get tougher. And you're playing them over the course of the whole season, race to 11, so you can't luck your way. But also we've got the Australian titles just coming up in a few weeks, and a few of these boys will be playing in that, so...
Jeez, I tell you what,
Jeez,
just wanted to
himself
stun
here,
that.
isn't he?
Well, he's played it as a shot to nothing, but he needed to actually stun that in so he could just basically pot that and just let the white ball drift directly across the table. He may actually go up and down off this.
I think if you're going to take this on, you've got to try and land nice on the black.
He must be able to drop this in dead weight. He's okay. Yep. I actually thought he had a little bit more angle going in off
easy. These pockets are not generous pockets. Like, you can't just lob this down. You've actually got to hit this all right.
He'll pot this easy, Robbo. Back him here.
I back him to get it, but it is missable.
Oh, wow, you were spot on. That was a good call.
That's what
wide.
I just don't like his shot selection there based on the nerves. I just would, if I was his doubles partner and we're playing doubles there, I would have liked him to have knocked in a couple of blacks before doing that.
Yeah, how much will that matter, that frame? I know it's only the first frame, there's a long way to go, but that can matter a lot, that one missed black, knowing that you're the one that should have the number one next to your name.
If it was someone with more experience, like a Jake or a Ben or whatever, that they'll get on with it. But someone like Nick, who's still, he's a very, very skillful player, but he's still learning the art of actually winning. That really might play on his mind. That might cost him a few frames, depending on how he takes it.
Well, what happens a lot of the time when you chop up like that, your opponent runs the next rack. Yeah,
and Pete's not necessarily a confidence player, but if he just, if he's feeling good, he's just going to take things on even more, and they'll just seem to just go in more often as well.
And he's potted ball, and look at the yellows.
It's a nice break there. See how he held the white on the break. Got
good shot there from Craig as well.
SpongeBob. So Craig Stevens and Steve Jamieson. What we need is your name in there, to Jamie Stevens, and it'd be very confusing.
Well, just really only the black that's the problem. I think he's just checking to see if it goes to the corner. If it does, no need for any extraction. This should be fairly straightforward out.
Did you see what happened in the first frame? I actually didn't even know they'd started.
No, I didn't. Scores obviously to Jamo, maybe pot out, not 100% sure.
Pete lining up a Jackie on the other table. It'd be funny to try and predict Pete's shots, how many Marcus doubles, Massays and Jackies he plays during a match.
What we might do is we might get Dan working a bit, and we might watch a frame here, then go over and watch the next frame on the next table and make you swap a lot, mate.
Yeah, well, both matches, I would say, are going to be pretty similar in standard.
I think all four players very attacking.
Yeah, if these four guys were to all have a few sets with each other, and I couldn't pick who'd come out on top or who'd come last, and then if they did it again the next week, the results could be completely different. So all four players are very, very similar in skill level.
But Craig sporting the best haircut
of course. That's the most important thing.
And always dresses with a nice dress shirt as well. Has throughout the whole season. Doesn't wear the standard pull top that you see most of the guys wearing.
He's actually looking pretty smart. It's nice to see.
He's actually taking his time here a bit. This is, I think this is what Craig normally does when he's settling into a match. He does map his outs. He takes a bit extra time. Nothing wrong with that, of course. Just likes to make sure that everything's sorted out. And he's mapped his out.
You reckon that black's on in the corner?
Well, he's had a good look at it. Only he knows, I reckon, at the moment.
Well, if it was on to the left middle, I don't see a red that he can play to even get there. Maybe this one to the bottom left corner pocket and then bring the white off two cushions, but that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a tough shot. I can only imagine he's either going to try and come around underneath this or just drop it in for the corner. So it drops in for the corner. I have to believe this goes to...
Do you reckon he's planning on playing it off the yellow maybe? Like worst case scenario, he can play it off the yellow or something?
I'm going to say it goes. There's no way he'd commit the way he's gone. If it doesn't, he's going to have to scruff a side rail here and try and get fairly straight on this last red.
Yeah, Craig's a quality player. He's no fourth division. You know,
I do believe
he's got a plan
as well that he rolled Rusty 11-0 or 11-1 in a comp in Queensland a little while ago as well. So clearly he was flying that day.
That would have been nice to see.
Yes, we here in Victoria love to see Rusty get belted on the table a few times. G'day Rusty, if you're watching, mate.
Just taking notes. At the same time, we've got the second round of the non-qualifiers going on as well. And that's worth a bit of money too. The winner of that gets $1,000, runner-up $700, and the semi-finalists of those players gets $450. So they've still got a bit on the line too. Actually got Michael Scary, didn't qualify for the top 8 in this league, so that goes to show you how tough this league is.
Yes, the current Australian champion could not get the job done, and that is a good credit to the league.
What's he doing here, Jamie?
I'm not actually sure what he played for there, to be honest. Must be the double.
Double just must be on.
But he didn't even try and screw off the yellow to get back. He just stunned it in deliberately and landed here, so double goes.
Oh,
excellent shot.
Nice
that is
one.
a sensational shot from Craig Stevens, and who knows if he actually had that planned all along or not, but
I reckon he did. I'm going to give him credit there.
very good out in the end. He's actually just banked that double straight in.
At least if you play a double with pace like that, you know what it's going to do. You know it's just going to square up a bit. The cushions it can't slide or anything like that if you hit it soft. So if you are going to play a double like that, you don't have to hit it quite that hard, but do give it a little bit of pace.
Yeah, I think that there was no other way. It wouldn't have gone if he tried to play a plain ball, like just dead weight. I don't think the angle was there. I think he actually had to straighten it up to get past the yellow.
So I reckon Pete's had a go at yellows, got about halfway through and mucked up.
Geez, we like to look at those yellows at the start of this frame too.
Yeah, something's obviously gone wrong.
Good shot there from Nick because he's giving himself a very good angle at first glance for the extraction.
Yep, nice shot there.
Might just be a touch wide this, you know. The camera angle could be deceiving and it might actually go slightly high.
I reckon he wants to hit the cushion first and then go into the red and softly. He only wants to move the red.
I don't know if he can get that low on it. Yeah, he couldn't.
Oh, okay.
He had to give it a bit more though.
Well, he might just have to try and he's probably got to commit here and maybe try and knock it in long, because he does have a big pocket for the red on the right hand rail. In these situations, I always desperately look for some good safety shots first, because if you miss this, you're just leaving him on Pete's only bad yellow. The game's pretty much over. So I really do try and look for some good safeties, and then the safety has to be easy enough to play that it's easier than trying to knock this red in long to be able to actually play it. If the safety's harder than the pot, then you might as well go for the pot.
Yeah, I think he's actually going to come off this thin, but he doesn't want to come off it too thin where his red's dead on the side cushion. Played it pretty well.
I like this shot. And that's what I'm talking about. You look for those shots. Keep yourself in the frame. Don't just hand frames over.
Yeah, I think he'll be a touch disappointed because I do believe he wanted that right on the side rail to cut this potting option off the bottom right-hand corner here.
Still, the white's going to fly. Those yellows probably only go into the right middle. But, yeah, he would have liked to have cut that off to keep his red on the right-hand rail into a big pocket.
I'm just wondering whether it's worth Butters just like playing this bottom yellow and just putting it over the hole and letting the white on the bottom cushion transition to the out would be actually quite tricky. But he's looking at something else that's far more creative than what I've just suggested, which is nothing unusual for Butters.
He's a tricky one to predict.
Well, he's gone for the double cross table, and he's got probably a very large result, one would say.
Yeah, he did have a lot of safety in mind there, though, but that's obviously worked out a lot better than what he planned.
Yeah, he tried to take the white down same sort of area of the table. And now Nick's faced with a bit of a problem, actually, where he's probably going to need to look for another safety, but the problem is there's so much availability up the other end of the table to play a yellow in a very large pocket But I don't see that being an easy thing for him.
Yeah, not a lot of safe places here. You got to have a crack at the double.
I don't reckon this double's on, mate. Oh, this one in the middle. I think this is actually the only shot.
I think you got to have a go.
And he's pot
He's
it.
made it, and he's on the shot, the big pocket down the rail.
Now,
and
the problem with this shot, this is not a big pocket as such. If you hit this cleanish, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those ones where you can actually catch the jaws and not the yellow. So you're either playing to play this off the yellow, or you're playing to pot it clean. You can't play for, I'll just hit it down there, and if I don't hit it, it's absolutely spot on.
Can you play it in or over, and then obviously you're not going to be ideal on your last trip, but you
He's played that perfect, fully committed.
Well. Oh,
fully committed.
Oh,
I think he's okay.
I think he's just all right.
There was always a danger that can happen, but I do believe playing with that confidence is the shot. But the problem he's got here is he's actually got to pot this screw back to pretty much where he is now. A little bit shorter than that. Played it well. Played it too well.
A little bit too far.
This is an important black disc for Nick. And he's missed it by a fair bit.
He completely rushed it. I know you want to... There's nothing to think about on those shots. You just got to knock it in. But do take a couple of seconds to just compose yourself. Not time to talk yourself out of the shot, but just enough time to actually compose yourself, because he completely rushed that. He never normally plays any shot that fast.
Meanwhile, Craig Stevens has just run another rack there at the bottom of your screen. And Butters now just... He's actually probably one of the best players in the league at playing balls down the rail.
Yeah, because he has to do it so often.
Now, he's always been good at them. I'm surprised he did leave it till last, though.
Me too.
But he's got a very good angle here to go up and down and get right behind it. And doesn't want to be hard up on the rail. It's a bit of slightly blind pocket, and also when you're screwing back off this, you're going towards the black, and you really want to be going straight up the table to land behind it. So this needs to actually be cued better than what you originally would have wanted it to be. And that sounds funny why I said that, but you've actually got to cue this really sweet now to pull the white back nice and straight. And he's actually taken a bit off that to just make sure that he got the pot.
Yeah, he's played that well. He didn't need to come back another foot further than that. That's plenty far enough.
And 2-0 should be to Butters, and Nick will be filthy at himself, and he will need to just basically erase this and just basically pretend it's 0-all again in his head.
So if he had won that first frame, he knocks that black in all day. So it's a bit bit of a snowball effect there. It's a nice sounding break by Craig.
Yeah, he's got a massive split there and a ball in.
Yep, got a red and...
Bit of congestion there on the right-hand side of the table, but does have options available to him with multiple reds that he can actually just get a very small amount of separation with the yellow and the red there on the right-hand side. So
might be able to play this red in the sort of middle of the table and hold on the yellow in the middle of the table. Pot the red to the right middle and then extract the bad red.
We've just found out why Butters is 2-0 up, because he provided a brand new set of balls for this match.
It's worked out the slide. Well, Craig had a bit of angle on that red that I thought was straight, so disregard my suggestion.
Yeah, very good shot there. He's, like I said, he only needs the smallest of nudges, and he's achieved that. And I don't see any problems after this shot if he gets it right, because I know it sounds silly early in the frame, but this is actually a key shot because it's tricky than it looks to get position. Just a bit more angle than he wanted.
No, I agree with you there with this being the key shot. If he gets the white pretty much exactly where he wants it, he should get the white where he wants it for the rest of the out. Should.
I think his hardest ball, other than this one, is the one to the left of it.
Yes.
Bottom of the table here.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's just dealt with that with absolute perfection because he's got a good cannon. Now the black's actually the hardest ball.
It'd be nice if it went to the bottom left. Now the black has become the problem.
Pretty sure this red that's in the centre of the table near the yellow, I think that's actually far more available than what it looks on camera as well. I'm pretty sure you can get into a pretty decent area, the centre of the table there to pot that. Like I reckon that's actually fine where it is there.
Do you reckon he might play the one long now? No, the angle's no good. He would like to play the red to the middle, to the right middle pocket, and then the red up the top of the table, but the yellow may block that path if he plays the red to the middle now.
And if he actually tries to screw off this red, he may actually kick the yellow up towards that red and potentially block it completely, like smother it. So I think this is actually the right shot.
Go on my first option.
A good little cannon on the right-hand side of the red here, of the middle of the three, would be absolutely perfect. Oh, and he's missed it. So Steve with a chance, although it's a fairly tough opening chance.
Bit tricky on yellows here. I think just a nice little containing promotion and control shot required, and then I think have a dip at the out next shot, especially if that red has covered that pocket.
I just checked it. There is room, but you've got to hit it perfect.
Okay. Well, I reckon he'll have a dip then. He doesn't really play a lot of safety shots.
No, Steve is very well known for pot positional play. And it's actually funny, I've played Steve a fair bit since he's been in the game. And we've had some really strange matches where I'm absolutely killing him like 9-0 or something, or 8-1. And then before I know it, the score's like 9-8.
Yeah, he can run away with some frames very, very, very quickly. So he's just given that red a bit of an accidental tickle. So if he's on the yellow to the middle, he might actually be on now.
It still does go inside that red.
So Steve is a ex-snooker player, so he won't be afraid of taking on a long pot, because what a long pot is on the 8-ball table is a standard black off the spot on a snooker table.
Oh, this is actually not the ball I expected him to take, but
It's still recording, but the signal's going in and out.
tell you what, very good shot that from Steve. Excellent containing safety.
Keep losing the signal.
Apologies to our viewers. We are still having some internet issues here. We have been begging Bar 8 to get the NBN for about 3 years now, even though it's only probably been available for 1.
What's happening here? I turned away for a second of the whites on the...
Jamo played a very good containing safety, and Craig may be forced to come side cushion first and try and flick this red in and come around the angles and weave a path through 3 yellows for the ball in the centre next. It's a very good shot from Steve.
On the other table, we've got Nick looks like he's got control. Oh, that's not a great shot. Oh,
Yeah, he does have the yellow up the top there.
yeah.
But the question is does that red that's sitting near the nameplate, does it go inside the yellow?
Looking at the table, I reckon it's a chance.
I don't reckon it does, because Nick's actually gone after. He's played that shot extremely quickly. Geez, he's played that well. We're going to find out if it goes inside in a second. But I'll tell you what, if I'm Butters here, I actually smother that yellow.
Looking at the table here, I don't think it does either. But I did call a shot last week that I thought wasn't possible, and it turned out to be very possible. You played it. You wouldn't have known.
I actually did go back and watch the replay because I did want to see some of my chop-ups. It was very unfortunate footage for me, I felt, to glorify myself in sensational play, because every time it flicked over to me I was miscuing or chopping up or doing something stupid. So
not one of those.
I ran about 5 racks in a row there in the middle of the match and not one of them got seen.
Did you? I didn't know. I think Pete's accidentally fouled there. I think he tried to smother Nick's yellow to buy himself some time. Oh no, well, he hasn't called foul snooker yet, so I think Pete did not foul.
Meanwhile, Jamo has missed it was a tricky yellow because the white and yellow were so close together. But he's given Craig a big chance here to extend the lead. So just once again, even though Craig's got the lead early in the match, still settling in, I believe. He just taking a little bit extra time on this initial shot just to make sure that he's got everything in his mind right. I like this about Craig. I like the way he does this. A very, very good clean pot.
Something's happened on the other table too. Pete sort of manoeuvred the Reds a little bit into maybe a better position. That's debatable. Nick can pot out now, but Pete can also. Oh, what's he doing up here now?
He's re-smothering.
Re-smothering, but that red is, I think, a touch further away, so he can sort of start hitting them out when he wants to.
So that shot there that Craig has just played is very good purely because he's got excellent angle to stun up the table now. If he actually had landed a bit straighter on that, that shot wouldn't have been available to him, so it's been pretty well.
All those little shots, they make a massive difference.
I don't expect him to miss this, so he will go 3-1 up. Oh, I did decide to have a bit of a look at the jaw.
So these frames with Nick and Pete, I don't think you're going to see too many of these.
Wow, I'm surprised I'm seeing one.
I actually don't even know if either of them know what to do here. So this will be funny. Be
No,
funny to
Nick's
watch.
Nick's actually grown in strength tactically. That helps when you live with Jake McCartney too.
Yeah, I suppose you want to learn how to deal with these situations. So if you're Nick, providing he has that top left corner covered fully, you need to remove your other yellow off the table. So if Pete fouls, it's a foul snooker for one. And if you're Pete, you'd really like to. You're either looking at extracting them with 2 shots or getting the black up there.
So I don't reckon Nick's that stressed about this this board in the bottom being over the pocket at the moment, just purely because the amount of table that you can land in and still be a foul snooker is actually quite large.
Yeah, Pete's problem red is that.
Oh wow, that went inside.
Jeez.
Now the black will be certainly, without a shadow of a doubt, played up the top, and safety on the yellow. If he gets this right, this is an absolute turnaround of frame. His weight looks good.
This yellow has to drop. Great shot.
And that is how you turn a frame around, ladies and gentlemen.
So Nick's really let that happen. Really shouldn't have allowed that to happen. If you're in Nick's situation there on yellows, something he could have done on his previous shot is put the black towards a pocket. You don't have to cover it or anything like that, but just at least get the black on a rail or towards a pocket so the guy on reds can't just send the black up there so easily.
Yeah, and I've been forced to completely eat all words about being comfortable about leaving that yellow over the hole because it's actually probably cost him the frame.
Yeah, see if that yellow's not on the table, then this is a foul snooker, and then Pete couldn't have played that shot that he played. So if you're on yellows there, you only want the ball that's remaining over the pocket.
Tell you what, this is a good shot.
Can he pot this red over the pocket and
This is
nudge that
exactly
black
the shot I'm talking about.
to the right a couple of inches?
Yep, that is exactly the shot to play, Robbo. He's just got to be careful not to leave a foul snooker with a jaw.
Great shot.
Yep, that is a very good shot.
They've actually both played this frame okay from when I said they can't play this frame. So
This is obviously Butters wants to get this red up this end of the table, but it's actually tricky. The double kiss is on, and
he is still in full control here. Just don't accidentally foul or something like that. Just don't do something silly.
yeah, you're happy to just play this red half ball double. Make sure you don't pot the yellow, of course.
Can't even see where he's lining up.
Well, he's lined up out of his pocket.
That's right. My goal there, if I'm Pete, was just not to foul.
Yep, he's played the half ball shot, and now one would imagine he'll just put this a bit closer to the pocket. Actually, no, he won't.
Knowing Pete, he'll go for the long quadruple.
Actually, what am I talking about? I actually want to play this off 3 cushions back up there on the table. This is the right shot. That is an excellent shot.
Well,
He's just got the line wrong. I'll tell you why I don't want that close to the hole, Robbo, is because you've got nothing to open your red up with.
Exactly. You're just giving yellows time.
Dan, she said we're watching the wrong match since they're 3-1 and they're flying, and this is 0-2.
Well, These guys are going to make a lot of outs. Sometimes it's good to watch these nitty-gritty frames, and they've both played it not too bad so far. So they're both forcing the issue, which is always good.
I think Nick's actually in a huge amount of trouble though still, because he can keep fouling, but Butters is just going to keep playing that red around the table until he can actually get a shot where he can open the frame up.
I think
Nick doesn't have that option.
I think Nick needs to sort of get this yellow out of the pocket, try and get it up the table somewhere, and try and work that yellow up to the top left pocket where the black is, to actually have some sort of option.
Well, he's gone cushion first and he's tried a miracle shot. And he'll be playing for a second miracle shot now, I think. I don't think this jaws the red.
No. Not actually sure what you do here. Maybe just...
I think all you can do is just come off a cushion and try and fluke it. I can't see another option.
Hopefully the black lands on a cushion if it doesn't go in. Something like that.
So here it comes, side cushion. And I'll tell you what.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
He will
That's
not
a
be
great
upset
result.
with that shot.
That is the absolute dream result. The black has landed in a position where the white, you can actually pot at most of the table, and killed a red, and not really left Pete with a real simple safety shot or pot.
No, the shot to play, and this is very difficult, especially on these tables. Caught a ball off this red, take the white ball bottom cushion, not quite as far as bottom cushion, and get a snooker. That's a tough shot. But I really think you've got to play this ball he's playing now, come around the angles, bring the white ball back up this end of the table.
Yeah, you're just getting the white to the bottom left
What's he doing here? He's
corner
stunning
of the
this.
table.
Oh, he's potted.
He's looking
This
at
must
the
go
out.
off the black.
That was a nice pot there. Like that was a 50-50 pot there.
And you know, if Nick won the first two frames, like he probably had big opportunity to do so, does Butters get that pot?
Does he take it on, and does he get it? Those are the two questions.
So this is the snowballing effect that you spoke about earlier, and he's got to overcut this to play it off the black. Played it very well, but just missed the pot, and Nick now with a chance to get on the board.
Take enough time to just compose yourself, have a look at the shot, and now get down and knock it in. Don't be thinking about that red. Maybe can I stun the white into a safe place in case the black misses. Just compose himself and now knock it in.
But he does play the shot to nothing anyway.
He does. If you feel more comfortable doing that, I probably would have done the same thing. I don't know.
I would have too.
All right, now the other table where all the pot outs are happening.
3-2. Jamo's got one back, and a safety has just been played, has it? Or is he just landed a bit awkward?
Notice when Jamo plays safe, the white's always on the top or bottom cushion like in snooker.
Yeah, just two.
Yes.
So I think Craig's on yellows, but I can't be 100% sure of that. I'm just, because there's a pot available on reds and not on yellows, I'm thinking maybe he is.
And if Jamo did play a safety shot, that's safe if Craig's on yellows.
Well, I reckon that plant goes up to the top corner there. Or it's pretty close to set.
Yeah, leaving reds on everything if it misses. And if I'm going to play a shot like that, I want it to be to win the frame. He's still got a lot of work to do after that, so... What do you
He's
do
on yellows.
here?
This could get just covered over the middle pocket, I think. That's his goal.
Yeah, it's actually really not easy to just leave it safe.
Well, if you just leave the white ball there...
Just hit the yellow straight in the middle to smother that red.
Oh,
hang
that's
on.
actually a really bad shot. He's got away with that.
Just got very lucky there.
He's tried to flick. He's actually tried to glide past the red, but that was, you had to hit that so thin to do that. But looks like he's left it safe, so he'll be happy with that. I don't even know how that white ball's actually on the table.
Yeah.
The shadow's just making it look like it should be in the pocket.
SpongeBob's willpower is keeping that up. Oh, Nick with two shots on the other table, just a little bit of momentum shift here. So Pete, I guess had a little chance to go 3-0 up there, and now all of a sudden, a few minutes later, it's probably going to be 2-2. Now we're getting another snooker safety shot.
Well, I think he just decided, you know what, that's where I left the white ball last shot. nothing wrong with leaving it there again. So we might just flick back over, Dan, just because there's a pot out being made on the other table. I know some of your fans out there like to watch the safety battle, but it still will be available to you on the bottom right of your screen when we flick over.
I'll just watch Dan do the technical work there, so I might be able to do it next time.
So Nick's actually still got 2.
If the feed all of a sudden drops out, it's my fault. You'd want to have 2, considering where that red is on the bottom cushion. These, like I said, these are not big pockets. That red on the bottom cushion, you want to hit that pretty sweet and hope it doesn't roll.
I actually didn't want to leave it till last though, Robbo.
No, I'm just talking about just either way.
Oh, it's not actually the most amazing angle in the world to land on it neat.
No. No, it's not.
Now Nick's taking a bit of time because he's just fallen out of position. I actually think the table speed's copped him a little bit.
Man, it's the new balls people's talking about.
Could be. But he's just decided, you know what, I'm going to use me 2 wisely. I've just got to get this into a pot position where I can just sneak out behind the black and I will not miss the black this time in that position of the table. And that's not bad. I'll be happy with that.
It's pretty good. Now, these shots, if they are mucked up, they're always under hit. Oh, I thought that was a lot straighter than that.
Just
oh,
clears the
geez,
yellow
I
as
tell you
well.
what, he's
He missed this. This is an easier one than he missed before.
but he's knocked in a few balls now, and he's just won the last frame.
We seem to stay down that shot for a little bit longer to say,
A
that's
big,
how you cue that in.
Big sigh of relief there.
So 2-all. And I think it's probably fair to say it's been a bit of a choppy fest out there for that match. It's been a little bit average. I'm sure that will improve those standard-wise.
Oh, I had it right, Dan. You made me think I was going to blow up the system. I touched the mouse and Dan had a freak out.
So this safety battle has progressed a little, with yellows gaining some pocket control. And probably more soldiers on the battlefield too, so if it's me, I prefer to be on yellows here.
Definitely. Well, when I looked at the table last time, a few minutes ago...
Oh, he's got 2.
Oh, okay. Jeez. How this stuff happens.
Well,
He may have to sort of screw the white sort of onto the rail and play the red that's on the left-hand side of the table to the top right-hand corner pocket. And then the other red in the middle of the table to the right middle.
Yeah, I don't see another way out, Robbo. The thing is, you've got to be off the rail when you play that second ball.
Yeah, it's horrible.
He's going to put over the kick.
Happy I'm not out there.
He's actually he's underhit that by some margin. He's actually tried to force him to play the yellow over the pocket, and made a bit of a mess of it. And that's what happens when pure potters play safeties. They don't get the pace roll all the time. It's actually hilarious watching some of the best players in the country try and play those shots that are aggressive. Hi, Benny Noonan.
No chance he's watching this.
No, but someone might tell him. My phone might ring soon.
Don't know if you could reach around to your pocket with all your mad gains.
Mate, that's an easy reach, that one.
See, your quads are too big now. You need bigger jeans. Yeah, well, when I looked at the table a few minutes ago, reds and yellows, it was about even money, so I couldn't really pick who was in favourable position, and now yellows are in massive control.
Yeah, another good shot there from Craig, just making sure that things aren't going to be done Steve's way.
So we've got some scores, thanks to Jojo of the non-qualifiers matches. Quarterfinals, we've got Mick Scary up on Josh, 5-2. Dale Watson up on Chuka 3-1. Zuppa up on Kevin Melick 3-1. And Pikey up on Steve Thomas 3-1. My predictions for those match was Mick to win against Josh. Thought Dale was going to beat Chuka. I thought Zuppa was going to beat Kevin, and I had Steve Thomas beat Pikey. So far I'm correct at 3 of the 4.
I would have actually gone with your first 3. In the last one, I wouldn't have actually been able to pick a winner.
Yeah, close one there. It's, Steve Thomas, yeah, handy player. Missed out on 8th spot by 1 frame, 1 point behind Timmy Shelton.
Bottom of your screen there, Nick's actually just tried to play a very cute shot, rail yellow pocket, and caught the yellow thin and killed it.
Cute shots don't often turn out very well.
Now Craig may actually look at to commit here depending on this shot. Oh, he's just flicked that yellow to miss the cannon on the black.
Do you reckon he's landed on this yellow to the right middle?
I do.
Where does that yellow go next to the black? And there's a few problems.
Yeah, I mean he can, depending on how he feels, he can commit to that ball in the middle if it's a full pocket, go for off back row and go for the cannon, but it's low percentage. And so he's basically decided to keep the brakes on.
Yeah, it's a good shot. What a lot of people do in these situations when they try and play a safety, because there's no pocket to cover anything like that. They try and play something too aggressive, too good and creative, and end up mucking it up big time. So sometimes best to just do just a little something, and that's pretty much what they're both doing. Just kind of both. It's almost like a tennis match where they're the late stages of a tennis match, and they're both sort of just keep hitting it in, hoping the other one will just sort of hit the ball into the net. Neither one of them are doing anything too aggressive. They're just sort of just chipping the balls around, waiting for a good time to strike.
Yeah, and yellow's obviously has one extra ball on the table, but there's no
2.
Sorry, 2. Wow, how's my maths go? Oh, that's actually not amazing.
If that Jackie's not on, that's a big error, because Reds are a couple of shots behind in this frame, and that might just give him a little bit of time to. I actually still don't really know what he can do.
Well, he can really only just keep promoting this red over the pocket. The good thing
Yeah.
and the reason I actually thought that was a really bad option is because now that Steve can continue to promote this red over the pocket, Craig actually has to hit a ball that is obstructing one of Steve's reds.
That's it.
So that's why I actually thought bringing that up the other end of the table was a bad shot.
Yeah, you're right there. If Steve just bumps this this red over the bottom left pocket, Craig has to play a shot that promotes a red.
The thing is,
pretty
too,
much.
This is a crazy shot. He's fouled.
Yeah.
That was actually. I reckon that was just pure 8-ball inexperience there from Steve.
Yeah, he kind of had enough of the to and fro without actually saying that in his mind. He didn't actually say, "Geez, I've had enough of this," but he sort of just looked for a bit of an easy. I have no idea what even he was trying to do there.
I actually hope Steve goes back and watches this match, because Steve, the correct shot was to come off the bottom cushion and nestle on that red, because a lot of people will try and put that red even neater over the pocket, and that is actually a mistake in that situation of frame, because you want that ball to be available again to play the same shot if it's the best option on the table for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But now Craig will make short work of this, I'm sure, because these are not super difficult, although he's landed in a slightly no man's land there, even with 2. May actually be better to play the bottom of the 3, stun across side rail.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd be
Back
doing.
again.
Although the camera's deceiving me, that maybe this is quite easy. But I like your shot. I think,
You got 2 shots.
if you don't back yourself to knock in that yellow.
Well, he's going round again.
See, I don't like this. If that goes in off the middle, that's why take on an option. Pretty much the only way you're going to lose this frame is if you fouled. So why play the only shot on the table that you could have actually fouled?
Well, the other reason for it, Robbo, is he's actually going to have to play that shot I just said in a couple of shots' time anyway.
But
It's the same shot.
But now he won't have a ball. It's going to be longer distance, and if he misses it, he might not land on it. You might even see him pot this and then just set up his last yellow with 2.
I think that is what he'll do.
There's going to be distance.
Yeah, you're right though. He's got 2, so he can just promote it.
So the last thing you do on this shot is hit it too thick.
Yeah.
If you're going to do anything here, miss it thin, and then you'll have it set up for the next shot.
Yes, and the black does go to the centre too, so even if the yellow's on the bottom rail, you can have a good little angle just to drop it in and play the black in the middle. But he's played it. Wow, he's actually cued that in really nice, but this black must go in the centre as well. That's what I was talking about with Craig's action. I think he's got a really nice action. Good clean pot. I think I'd actually rather just have one from the last shot and have like the little easy ball in the middle and then just play the black. But that actually went more comfortable than it looked. So good finish there from Craig. Even though we did bag it out a touch.
There was a sort of, sometimes two shots actually make that more confusing than what is, because if he had one shot there, he probably would have done it easier. Remember, I was playing a frame just in practice with Pikey, and he'd gone to the toilet or something. I've played my shot and fouled, and the balls were all easy for him. He's going to play his shot, and I said, oh, I fouled, by the way. So it actually turned out to be a foul snooker, and not even though it even mattered. And he's gone, okay, well, foul snooker, and he changed his mind of what he was going to do, and he's actually ended up taking the harder option, and he's ended up mucking it up. If I didn't even tell him he had two, he would have easily pot out with one. So sometimes don't make the game harder than what it has to be.
Good shot there from Butters, and he's actually hit it probably too well because he hasn't opened up his other yellow, but he does have the plant down. If he actually keep it stuck on the rail, the red will clear the path.
Plant's on, it's not going to...
It might jaw.
Might jaw, maybe.
It just depends on the distance between those, the red and the yellow, because if he can actually... If there's a bit of gap and he takes the inside of the red...
Can you glance off, like...
Play the billiard shot?
Yeah, the billiard shot here, maybe.
You risk leaving yourself nothing, though. No, he's played exactly how I said. That's a very good shot. That was actually a lot harder to play than it looked too. Now you have to get into this a bit.
So this shot here, if a mistake is made, it's always under hit. You pretty much can't go too far on this shot. You know?
Yeah, you don't even care if you come off the back rail up the top.
I'm trying to hit the top cushion. I'm going up the whole way.
And that is perfect.
Yeah, he's played that.
Well, slightly under perfect, but I'm sure he'll be happy with it. He will have a shot on the black, and that's all he's going to care about.
Black to the bottom right corner. We've got Craig on the other table, 4-2 up, and at the table.
Look at these yellows, except for one of them. Look at these reds as well.
Yeah, there's just pretty much...
Probably reds are better.
Yeah, I think... Well, I was going to say I think reds can deal with that tied up red easier. Oh, he's gone for it straight away. That's...
He moved a bit on that.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Sort of try to will it more than actually strike it. He's actually...
Butters actually plays these shots really well. I don't see him missing this. This is one of his real strong points. This is this near the rail stun with a bit of angle shot. He plays this so well. Never looks like missing him.
Yeah, I think this out for Craig's very tricky. Oh, I'll try doing something. Hang on. Oh, no, hang on a second. I know what I did, Dan. Never mind. All over it. There we go.
He's got a perfect angle now to get into him, though.
Oh,
but he actually needs to land on this ball afterwards if he catches it thick. So, and he didn't. And now...
I felt like he should have hit that softer and tried to go into the yellow, and then he would have kissed it a couple of inches and the white would have landed on it. It's actually...
This looks pretty thin, this yellow that he's buying off.
Yeah. Because we don't know the angle, we don't know if he can play it with a lot of bottom right and hold the white on the cushion and then use the right-hand side to bring the white over to the right-hand side of the table. Just don't know on the angle.
Yeah, it looks past the centre of this yellow. See, a lot of the time people play these shots, they actually hit it thinner than what they want to, and then they go in off. But when you're playing, if you're playing this with right-hand side, to actually hit this too thin is very close to impossible because the right-hand side's, if anything, is going to push the white more into the yellow. So a lot of the time you see people miss this thick. Actually, wasn't as thin as I thought.
Yeah, me neither.
But he's landed horrible.
Well, he would have rather gone another foot or lesser foot. One of the two, just not there.
Yeah, it's amazing how you play a very nice pot like that and then suddenly it actually could potentially cost you the frame because it was a nice pot and it looked good coming down the table, but then suddenly just decided I'm going to land not good.
Well, I'll say he's got to pot this to the left pocket, bring the white probably off 2 cushions and try and centre the white in the middle of the table.
Yeah, this is a tough shot. It's a tough shot for multiple reasons. You've got to give it a bit. You've got to miss some traffic.
And reds are in great position too. There's pretty much no safe place on the table. Can't really see any safety shot here. Maybe a slow double to the bottom right-hand corner pocket, but you've got to cover it perfectly. It's too hard. You're better off just having a dip, I reckon.
You can play the flick off, but it's just completely pointless. I think you've got to take the pot on. I really do. He's played it well. How's this white? It's travelled a bit far.
Hit a bit hard. But that's what we were sort of talking about earlier when you're deciding if you're going to play safe or not. In that situation, the safety shots were actually a harder shot than the actual pot.
This particular shot here is one of the hardest shots to play on these tables because the drift can be quite strong.
Yeah,
God, he's played that well.
He's played that so well. Jeez, he's played that really well. That was really tough.
That's the best shot that you'll actually see for the rest of the night, I promise you right now.
I agree. And to go 5-2 up, or if he misses that, he's probably going to lose 4-3. Playing with confidence, SpongeBob is. Might have to remove that from him next week if he wins.
As I said, he's getting better and better as his comp goes on, but yes, will run into a pretty tough obstacle next week should he win tonight. I'm not talking about myself either.
I'd like to play in the final, Jamie. I'd actually like that. Don't really know why. I think.
We've had this discussion.
Maybe
he
old
wants to play
time's
me
sake.
because I don't think he can recall losing to me.
I don't recall losing to any of these boys actually, but it's not that. I think I don't know. I've known you a long time. I think I'd just enjoy the final probably more. I think you're more of a different type of player than these 4 guys right now. They're all pretty much the same to me, and I play against them. I play against them a lot, so I think I'd rather just play you in the final.
I guess if anything, I can give you a different type of challenge, and
that's what I'm saying.
In relation to maybe setting games up a bit better or tying you down a little if need be, but.
As I think if I played Nick, Pete, Craig, or Jamo here, all the matches are probably going to be the same. I'm not talking about result. I'm talking about probably style. I know exactly what I'm going to get. Where with you, I think it just could be a bit more of an interesting chess battle maybe at times.
Yes, for me, it doesn't matter who I play, but it's all about me getting the out when I commit to it. If I start getting those outs and getting a flow, don't really care who I'm playing. But if I start to struggle with that a bit, then I start to struggle all round. And that's a flaw in my game that I know about, but it's a very difficult one to fix, unfortunately.
Yeah, we had a pretty good match during the round robin. The scoreline didn't really represent the standard of the match. But I did really enjoy that match. But the 2 matches I probably enjoyed most this season was our match and my match with Timmy Shelton. Gave him the scoreline was very much in my favour, but a lot of the frames were very hard fought. He really made me have to play a lot of really good shots. So
I thought Timmy had rolled Craig last week actually after him giving Scary an absolute smashing, but I don't recall seeing the match. No, of course, because I was playing. So, well, this Butters actually looks like he's landed a bit dodgy on this. I think he's going into the black.
He really
might be going into a thick.
Does not want to graze this black at all.
He may be forced to force right through it. So
he's up on it. I think he realises he's just going to clip that black maybe.
Now he's saying to himself, can I screw back off this with massive amounts of bottom and come off 3 rails and land right behind the yellow? And the answer is no, you cannot generate enough Q power where you are.
Well, he's going to have a go.
I just don't think he can get on it. There's no way you can generate the Q power for that shot. Unless this goes, but...
Eagle's better off having a dip at like doubling the yellow to change the angle of the shot or something.
Sean Murphy wouldn't have been able to play that shot.
No. Well, all right, Jamie. This is probably an example of what I'm talking about. If you leave yourself in this situation, if we were to play, I know I've still got a game on my hands, but I feel these other 4, I just feel like they're just not going to make the right decision here on yellows, whatever it is. And it's just pretty much just
Well,
going
to be honest,
over.
for me here, even I'm having a dip here.
Having a dip.
I'm having a dip at the double in the middle. I reckon it's on.
I'd be very tempted to clip the black onto the cushion and leave the white up to the top left-hand part of the table. That's what I'd be doing on yellows.
Oh, look at this shot.
God. Oh, my
Well, that's
God.
large, and I reckon he's on this the corner too. And this is what we talk about with Butters. He will produce some freakishness now
That's
and then.
just ridiculous. He was $1.04 to play the biggest shot of the night. See, I still think Craig's shot that Craig played in the last frame was a much better shot than that, but they're just completely different styles of shots.
Yeah, I think Nick needs to not, if Butters pots this black, Nick needs to actually not even worry about that because that was not his doing.
Yeah.
That was just a terrible shot that Butters played, and then he's produced a excellent recovery shot. And
So I'm all day there, if I'm on yellows, I'm clipping the black onto the cushion and I'm putting the white safe to the top left side of the table, and I'm working my way back into the frame.
I was actually going to flick off the yellow thin and just try and put the white ball off the back rail and hard up on the red. That was my shot.
Either one of them I preferred to the shot Pete played, but that's just how Pete plays.
But I actually preferred his shot now because he potted and went game.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably inevitably going to lose that frame.
I just always, I base my game heavily around making my opponents always having to do the most work they have to do to win every frame.
Yep, I completely agree with that because that's what I do too. So Craig's got himself a bit of a lead here, although probably anyone in the whole room who doesn't seem to give two craps about getting belted scoreline-wise and then coming back for victories would probably be Steve. And I'm only saying that because of how I've had experiences of it against
No,
him.
you're totally right. He doesn't care who he plays. He's just as likely to play great against a Rusty Wheeler as he is not a good player. And that's what makes him very, very dangerous. That's one of the reasons why we're all so happy he made the Victorian State side, is because we know that he's going to step up against the Justin Sages and James Delahunty's out there. He's a very dangerous player.
I'll tell you what, though, the way Craig's actually playing right now, Steve has to actually take full advantage of every chance because I think Craig's actually playing the best in the room at the moment.
Well, you and I haven't missed a ball.
What's that?
Well, you and I haven't missed a ball.
That's actually holding a cue and struck a ball then.
But even the shot Craig played 2 shots ago to leave himself nice angle to play that shot. You know, like he didn't accidentally land straight on that yellow, and now he's got to do work to bring the white up the table.
If this yellow doesn't go, I don't know why he didn't try and go into it.
I'd say it goes in very nicely in or over, and then he's on the yellow to the bottom left corner pocket.
Must go.
I think he's got to go into the red, but he's just got to graze the red. Oh, geez, he smashed that. Oh,
He's tried to pot it clean. I reckon it went clean.
Oh, see, I'm just playing that in or over off the red.
Yeah, me too.
I must be an old man or something now. I'm Mr. Steady Eddie.
I think what's happened there is he's tried to get in angled where he's nice and straight, and then he can play the other yellow that's near the black up the top. Score updates on the non-qualifiers match. Scary 6-2 up on Josh Boyle. Dale Watson has increased his lead to 5-2 on Chuka. Zupper and Kevin Malik 4-2 to Zupper. And Steve Thomas and Pikey. Steve Thomas, the I never give up ever, no matter what the scoreline is, has got back to 3-all.
Well, so my predictions are more on track. More on track.
Well, we both predicted Steve in this match, and so far we're wrong. And I tell you what, that is very uncharacteristic.
I've never
Steve.
seen Jamo miss a ball by that much, and that is some finals pressure. That's pressure from your opponent playing well, and that's pressure from being 5-2 down. So everyone can feel it, even though we just gave him a big rap earlier. Everyone does feel it.
And it's important for Craig now to shut this frame down. Even if it's just a matter of playing this in dead weight, if you pot this dead weight, you're probably going to land right behind the other yellow on the rail.
Do you reckon he'll bump into it half ball? I reckon I'll just give it a little bit of a bump.
I reckon it's actually going to go close to the jaw, the white.
Really? Jeez. Well, you're more experienced
Actually-
looking at the cameras,
Actually,
but
you know what? I am wrong. I've just reassessed this shot. But if he drags this in,
bumped at half ball,
Yep.
but just a little bit too much. He just wanted to bump at half ball or quarter ball. He bumped it sort of like 2/3, if people out there know what I'm talking about.
I think he's. Do you think this yellow passes the black? The one that's next to the black, do you think it passes to the corner or not?
Well, he's walking around with a positive sort of swagger, so something goes.
Looks like the middle of the three is on. No, he's going to cut it. He's cutting the other one down the rail. And that's a great shot. And that is, well, I actually don't know how that missed.
Either way,
Yeah.
very nice shot, because if it goes in, he's on the yellow to the left middle, and then the other yellow to the right middle, and then the black wherever he wants.
I think Stevie's actually a massive show in this frame now. So I actually flick off this red that he's near. Just, you're not even moving it, and you're just going to put the white ball over to the other reds.
Yep.
Just a containing shot. It's nothing to ride home about to say, hey, I'm guaranteed the frame, but it keeps you alive.
What's he doing here?
He's going to play a different shot. Same sort of thing, but just misjudged again.
I don't like that at all, because it gives Craig options where your shot, Craig potentially would have had no options. Craig almost has a free shot here at trying to knock in a Jackie or something like that.
Yeah, he's actually tried to bury the white behind the other red, and he's just misjudged the angle. It's a tougher shot to play than the one I said, but it was probably a little bit more constructive.
If you're Craig here, don't kill a yellow. So feel free to have a go at a Jackie or something like that. Don't foul and don't kill a yellow. Leave all your yellows live and leave the black live.
Yes, that is good advice. And I tell you what, a lot of people will play this plant and they will actually underhit it and foul.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They'll play it because they don't want to kill the black or something like that, and then nothing ends up hitting a cushion.
Do you reckon even this plant's the middle? He's looking at the middle, but I don't reckon he can get enough purchase on the second yellow.
I'd almost be tempted to just hit it into those, like the black or something, and just chip them both out. See,
No,
I don't
that's
like
gone
that.
wrong in the end.
I don't like that at all, because that, for one, he's sort of killed his yellow to the right rail. Yes, it does go into the ball over the pocket, but now that has to pretty much be your option. But that other yellow, that could have landed anywhere.
I'll tell you what I saw happen there. He had an idea in his head about potting in the middle, decided while he was down the shot it didn't go, and then decided to play it to the corner and then sort of just hit it,
Yeah,
but didn't fully commit to it.
Yeah, because he probably knew if he thought about it a lot, he would have changed his mind, and he just got a little bit of a rush and, I want to play this.
However, Steve still got a lot to do here. He basically, when you look at these shots, and this is actually, I hate bringing him up all the time, but it's so hard not to because he's a freak at everything. But Jake is a master at just finding a ball, getting the angle on it, and then kicking it out and going game. Actually, you're good at it too, Robbo.
Red to the left middle. So you want to leave the white around sort of like the right middle pocket, but a little bit further down the table. And then you've got angle to make the extraction.
Yeah, you've got to land right side of the table.
Another shot is to play the red in the middle of the table to the... Okay.
Oh, actually, that could help him.
That's actually really lucky. But that is a little bit of what I was talking about before with sort of killing that red, that yellow to the right rail. It left Craig sort of a little bit vulnerable to little things like that. So if you're reds here, you are definitely looking at killing this black, tying the black up. You don't want the black in the middle of the table.
Yeah. Not sure what Steve's up to here.
Neither am I.
One thing you don't want to do is eliminate balls.
Yeah, I'm just not
I'll tell you what I'm doing
sure
now.
what his
I'll
plan
tell you what
is.
I'm doing now if I'm Steve is I'm playing the red that's on the rail and I'm trying to make it not a plant and leaving him on the ball over the pocket.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I like that.
It's just to force the issue a little and make him play a shot off a cushion and get out of like he's getting out of a snooker, but it's not a total or anything.
He can probably the red that's
playing with a shot.
the red that's on the bottom cushion closest to his yellow. He could have probably hit that half ball, bounced it out, and then the white goes into the red furthest to the left side of the table and hits that out too. So basically chips them both out. Then he's got one dead ball. So then it will probably just require either one good extraction or one good double to pot out.
Yeah, the reason I don't like that shot is the next shot that your opponent plays is to flick off the yellow that's on the cushion and go up the white, take the white up the end of the table and try and put the white in line with the yellow that's in the middle.
Yeah, well, that's where if you promoted them both into decent spots, it'd be hard to do that. It's not an option I would have done, but it is an option for the aggressive player.
See, to me, Steve has a free shot. Unless you can't hit that yellow at the top.
Yeah, the plant might be on.
I reckon it is. That's what I'm saying. I don't reckon Steve played it in such a way. He didn't kill the plant.
But the problem is if Craig does play the plant, the yellow might stay on the cushion, and then he's actually got to knock the yellow in. That's on the cushion.
It's another one of those, I'm just going to hit these shots. He just didn't fully commit. I am probably going to pot the yellow over the hole here if I can not leave a foul snooker.
Definitely your shot was the right shot.
Tell you what, I am not unhappy with that if I played that shot either. I mean, yes, you give your opponent a chance to play the long yellow and 2 on the yellow on the rail, but it's actually still a pretty tough out.
Even if he knocks in the yellow first shot, yeah, to pot out with 2 shots with that one yellow left would be difficult.
Will Craig be tempted to flick this in thin and go for the cannon? No, the answer's no. He's looking for the safety.
And on the other table, we've got Nick potting out.
Every time we flick to a table, it ends up being a safety battle.
Yeah, we're just cursing one table.
But we're getting, I guess it's good for the viewers in one way where they're getting an insight to, I guess, we probably have slightly different styles of play too, Robbo. So we're coming up with different options for the viewers out there. So it's probably not a bad learning experience for some.
But as you would notice, most of the time, no matter what the situation is, we're sort of coming up with at least one sort of legitimate option each. So that does let everyone know out there, pretty much no matter where the balls are on the table, you do have something you can do. And yes, it's probably not going to win you the frame that visit, but it will increase your chances of winning the frame. Sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, your opponent may have an out which they're going to get 99% of the time, but if you can create that, if you can decrease that to say even 88% of the time, then you've given yourself a higher percentage chance of getting a shot. And
exactly.
That's what this game's all about. When you're dead in the water and you can't do anything about it, just try and make it hard for your opponent to win.
It's actually not a bad shot he's played there, even though he got lucky with how they sort of kissed each other. Even if it didn't, he would have to play the yellow over the pocket first and then maybe go for the extraction or...
I think Craig actually has to play the double.
Yeah, there was no matter what happened there, Craig had to play a dodgy shot, either a long yellow, a double, or an extraction, or yellow down the rail. There was always one dodgy shot there. So I like the shot Steve played, but Craig's pretty much let him do this because Steve's just been hitting balls around for the last 5 shots. So Craig should have put himself in a better position. And the ball that has cost Craig was the one that I said 10 shots ago, not to kill a ball.
Well, he's played a double and he actually hit that way too hard given the angle that was there.
Yeah, squared it up way too much.
Now, Steve, this is actually a massive out for Steve to have to play.
Well, he's not really tried to pot balls or pot out for probably half an hour or something. So to all of a sudden go into pot out mode, that's
good confident shot.
He's a good cueist, so he always will have that on his side.
I don't think Steve actually ever thinks about missing ever, or the consequences of it either.
No, he's like a 13-year-old player, but in obviously not a 13-year-old's body.
And that is a very good shot, providing he has a little bit of angle. I think he's just going to stun back to sort of where he is now, is he?
Punch it back a couple of feet.
Great shot.
Perfect.
And this is huge actually for Steve. He probably should have been 6-2 down after this frame.
Well, the thing is, if you were to all of a sudden taken over yellows there when there was the 2 yellows next to the black in the middle of the table and the one over the pocket, you just don't lose that frame. Where Craig just kind of hit balls around for a while and didn't find a way to win there. Where
actually I've never studied in a lot of depth the tactical game of Craig. But I have to say, I think maybe there's some other options he needs to explore because, I don't know. If that's an example of how he normally goes about them, I reckon that's an area that he could definitely improve on. And like I said, I actually think he's a fantastic player and a great cueist, but if he can actually strengthen up those small little holes in his tactical game, he'd be... I'd almost put him up as one of the top players of Victoria. At the moment, I don't because it's too much talent in this state to really pick 5 names and say these are the definite 5 best players of Victoria. It's just impossible to do. I could maybe pick 3. Couldn't do 5.
5.
It's the
Yeah,
age-old
tough.
conversation in every single state that's got deep strength. You're never going to get people agreeing 100%. Anyway, meanwhile, Nick's got a pretty good opportunity here as well. Tricky couple of reds at the top. He needs to actually remove one of them as quickly as possible.
I suppose with the best players too, it changes all the time because if you're going to name 5, those, like, when I think of names, like Joel comes into mind, but he's not playing right now. So do you say Joel of now or Joel of 3 years ago? You know, Mick Scary.
I believe when you're doing these lists, you've got to look at the today. What's going on right now?
So like Mick Scary, do you do it like now, he's really struggling, or a year ago? You know, like it's hard. Like a year ago, you got him in the top 5, but now, you know, probably not top 8. So it's tough.
Oh no, I definitely have him in the top 8. I mean, I'm more going off people's nostalgia on people that, you know, oh yeah, Quinton's such a great player. We still hear about Quinton these days, and yes, you know what, he's probably one of the best players I've ever seen in my life, but he's not playing anymore, so I don't even put him in the top 25. It's just I'm talking about he can't go away and win an Australian title for Victoria. He's not playing, so what's the point of even putting him in the top 25?
Yep.
So I'm talking about guys that are playing now, that are doing the business. You know, like there is a guy that still doesn't, I reckon, get the recognition he probably deserves a lot of the time. That's Gus.
Yeah, Gussie, awesome.
I think he slid down a little bit just purely because he's decided to commit to working for a little while, you know, and that's a priority he's decided to put upon himself. And look, he likes the feeling of having some coin in his pocket, and who can blame him? He hasn't done that really for his whole teenage life, so he's getting a move on, and good on him.
Yeah, well, when he won the Anzac tournament, I've never actually seen anyone win a tournament playing that well from start to finish.
Yeah, he played sensational in that. In fact, I commentated his last 3 or 4 matches, and I thought it was some of the best display of pool in a race to 3, 4, or 5 tournament I've ever seen.
Yeah, that
excellent shot there from Nick.
That tournament, he beat me in the quarters, and I probably played my best pool I've ever played throughout the course of a tournament. In that tournament, and I didn't win because I ran into Gus, and he played amazing.
I think he actually beat 3 or 4 Australian champions in a row.
His draw was extremely difficult as well. Very, very tough.
Yeah, Nick needs to come back. Oh, that's...
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he's just okay.
Oh, jeez.
He's just okay.
Just don't understand why you play like that.
4 all guaranteed now, and Nick is down quickly and looks like he might be getting a bit of a move on with his freewheeling expertise that he has. Meanwhile, we're having a look at potentially a total.
So you play the winner of Nick and Pete. So obviously you're particularly close with Nick. Friends with Pete too. But for your progression of the tournament, do you have a preferred opponent who you would prefer to play to progress in the tournament?
I'd probably prefer to play Butters. And the only reason I say it is I do seem to have a pretty strong record against him. Well, anyway, at least that I can remember. Maybe he has a recollection of him having a strong record on me. But I don't know. I won comfortably against him. Probably played the best I did for the whole season against him in the round robin. His style, I guess, can be trapped by mine a little easier. You know, if things aren't working for him on the night. Whereas I think Nick can pull up a little bit more. Like, he tends to pull up a bit more, whereas Butters refuses to pull up. So I think that suits my style, providing I am not playing like an absolute goose.
I agree. Well, it was a nice break there by Pete. He did stop the white in the middle of the table, but then it got bumped up the table and dry broke. So it was actually a good break, but no joy. And that happens. Don't get upset about it. It's going to happen. And I tell you what, it's going to happen to your opponent as well. So don't be too fazed by it. Actually didn't see what happened on the camera table, though. Did someone go in off?
I actually wasn't paying attention because I was looking at the bottom table as well. But I think the white's just been put there. I don't think there's 2 shots. If he picks it up, he know he has. But
If Nick pots this, I reckon. Oh, geez. Nick's
so Craig's actually on yellows. And a safety shot was played. Oh, no, he's got 2.
Nick's tried to pot a yellow there, but it didn't actually look like he tried to pot it. But he did.
Oh, Craig's going the aggressive face cut double into the pack off the back cushion here. Tell you, if this comes off and lands right, he'll be feeling good. Although, if he hits this yellow flush, that yellow, that top 2 of the reds, oh, well, he's gone that way. I'm just not going to bother finishing off my sentence. There's no point anymore. But he hasn't given himself a real simple out from here, which when you've got 2, you really want to look at trying to find a way of either taking control of the frame at your first visit before you have to actually use your second, or developing the balls in such a way where you actually can pot out on your second visit. He actually has done neither there.
I'd take your first option there. When I looked at it, I thought too much has to happen here, even with 2 shots for this to go right. I would have done your first option and looked at maybe trying to promote a couple of balls and play a nice little
I was looking
safety.
for control of that frame too. I just didn't get a chance to analyse it enough because I was too busy trying to talk about what he was trying to do.
Well, I thought Nick missed at the bottom and left Pete in, but Nick's back at the table, so I don't.
Look at this shot.
Oh my
Big shot.
goodness!
Would love to have cleared the yellow.
That's a great result because he's on a couple of reds. He's got a double. That last moving red did block the other yellow, the other red. So you might even actually take it now.
Tell you what, I reckon he's pretty close to an angle to actually kick the red off the rail. And I actually think if you take that shot on, it is the wrong shot. You need to land on that red that you can, and otherwise you're probably going to be blocked on the rest of the balls, unless you catch it top side of the red.
Play the red to the top left corner pocket, bring the white off a couple of cushions, and you'll have a long shot to the reds that are in the middle of the table to the bottom left corner pocket, and then the white will come over to the right and extract your ball on the rail.
And you need to get perfect full or half ball contact.
Yeah. I still don't mind the option. You're going to have a long shot on this one. Bring the white off 2 cushions to almost the middle of the table. Well, he's listened to me.
Yeah, no, he's definitely playing it.
Here we go, and now the extraction. These are the shots. Jake McCartney, he's just fantastic at these shots. You got to play this with a bit of pace here. I think you got to get a bit of movement. There's no point in going to this red and it double kissing or it only bouncing off a few inches.
I'm a genius at playing these shots and missing the cannon.
So the opposite to Jake.
Or catching it like thin.
Oh, okay. Well, rule 1, make the pot, because if you miss the pot, the white's going to go in a different path than what you think.
Yeah, he gets the pot there, he probably gets a cannon. But now, Steve, big chance to close the frame out, go 4-5. And as we spoke about earlier, does not mind having to close deficits.
Nick's, I don't know if he's still potting out on yellows or if there was an exchange of visits, but he's looking good.
No, he's still potting out, and he actually played that really crap, that shot then, but he should still be okay. Should pot this black. Nice shot though from Steve. That actually, he actually played that better than it looked, but he's landed a little awkward. Just anywhere but near that black. Oh, here I am bagging Nick out, and I didn't even see that yellow up the top corner, so
yeah,
sensational shot there from Nick.
When you said it was a bad shot, when I saw him first play it, I thought, oh, that's right, he's opened up the black a bit more, and you said it was bad, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I didn't see something.
No, just my old age eyes not allowing full vision of the table. I mean, that's a very small little shot down there. Robert, how am I supposed to see out the other end of the table?
Oh, nice
Great shot there
Great
from
shot.
Jamo.
Well, he's pretty much got to do the same thing again. What he did then, he's just got to do that again.
I actually think he's got a little bit of angle going down. I reckon he'll be playing this black in the bottom left.
Oh. Well, there you go.
I've actually got a bit more used to the cameras.
Yeah, you've got 10,000 hours in on camera view.
This is what happens when you don't go to business centre tournaments. You get to spend a bit of time on the mic.
Well, I was gonna say it's actually sort of a fun feeling commentating. And normally when you're commentating, like you said, you're out of the tournament. Where this is actually sort of a bit of a luxury for us.
Look at this. Nick's potted ball off the break. He wants reds, and it's just a horrible lay.
Can play it long. Play this red that he's closest to now to the bottom left corner pocket. I say bottom left corner pocket because when you look at the TV, the camera, that's like the bottom of
everybody.
bottom of there.
Everybody understands it. It's all good.
Or do you say top?
No, we always say bottom.
Because in snooker, it's called like, oh, I didn't know you do that. In snooker, it's called top, like top of the table. So I think people know what I'm talking about anyway.
And that shot there was loose and rushed and needed far more attention than it got, because if Butters actually goes out here, which I actually expect him to do, 5-all to 6-4 all of a sudden, and that was just... And this is just the sort of thing, I made comment about Nick playing the odd loose shot in a frame or a match that actually costs him matches and frames. That was an example there. It didn't pay it the attention it deserved. Sorry, Nick, I'm giving you an absolute caning for that shot, but I'll guarantee you right now, if this was last week and Jake was on the mic, he'd probably be saying the same thing.
No, I agree there, and that's pretty much what these four players are still... they've got all the skill, but it's just little things like that they're doing that aren't getting them the chocolates in the tournaments or the consistency that they need, because they've got the skill.
And I'll tell you something else, Robbo. Whoever commentates me last week, because I'm a pretty hard taskmaster when it comes to commentary, and I'm not afraid to say the bad stuff about the players, yet I haven't had really much crap hung on me. It's about time someone took a bit between the teeth and hung a bit on me and give me a hard time for all the chop-ups I do.
I think Dan the Man's he's away next week, covering a tournament. Dan, or are you just lazy? The World Billiards.
Oh, how can billiards take priority at 8-ball?
If there's anything this man is, it is not lazy. He's doing more hours than anyone.
I'm sorry, I've lost all respect for Dan. He's put billiards as a priority.
So
I don't care if it's world.
So, Jamie, if you want some people to give you some crap, then you'll have to win next week, and hopefully people can give us both a hard time in the final.
All right, I'll accept that challenge. But meanwhile, Butters is doing what I expected of him, and that is running this rack, but he's just left himself a touch tricky.
See, but what we think is tricky is standard for Pete.
Yeah, Butters is probably over the moon that he's had to get that out.
Yeah, it's just Pete has...
Look at this shot. That's
what I'm talking about. Pete has a checklist of shots he needs to play in every match. It's a Marcus double, an extraction, a masse, get out of a snooker pot, a ball in, which he's actually done. What else? Shot with the rest, the bridge, around the back, and 1 foot hopping blindfolded.
I'll tell you what I want to see him do. I want to see him cue a ball off his left side.
I think we did that a few years ago at
We
Prince's.
actually did, and he missed the pot by about 3 foot every time.
Lucky to hit the white. So we got 5-all both matches. I was pretty sure we were going to get both the matches very close.
And that is not bad.
That's good.
Would have liked to have been, if you want to be real pedantic, a bit straighter, because he could just run right through.
You actually want a fair bit of angle here, like that, so you can just pot it thin and just glance the white back over
Now there's
the
a
table.
perfect example of how we looked at that shot differently, Robbo. Your option there was actually better than mine, because I was looking at getting on the side rail and stunning across, whereas that you don't even have to be able to make sure you cue the ball well stun. You've just got to let the white ball run.
Yeah, sometimes the stun shot you're talking about, you accidentally get a little bit too much bite on it, and it might come back a little bit too far.
Or not enough, and you go into it.
Yeah, stuff can go wrong.
So the shot, I've just learned something there myself, so that's good for me. Meanwhile, a ball just got missed.
But by who?
No one's. It was by Jamo, because Craig's miles away from the table.
Only the Jamo had 2 shots on
He
reds.
did have 2.
Oh, no, he didn't. No, because he's on yellows now.
Okay.
No.
So Craig just probably disgusted with himself and just ran from the table.
So a little bit of momentum shift from a few frames ago when Craig had that frame in the bag and didn't quite make it. Now
Yeah, this will be 3 in a row if he does run this rack. And these are the sort of... I actually call Steve a mop-up specialist because he rarely misses these sort of outs when the traffic is being cleared.
that's a very nice shot there. Big fan of that shot.
Yeah, perfect. That was the hardest ball and he's landed fat on it.
That was the key shot there. Can't really see this going too wrong. Probably come up for the ball at the top of the table now. Maybe there's 10 different ways you can go about this. It's preference.
It is, and I think the hardest ball now is the one above the black.
Yep. The hardest ball on the table is actually the black now, even though it's... And look at it. Look how nice it is. That's your biggest problem.
Well, the path I see now is pop this ball at the top, get yourself just off straight on this other yellow, stun it in and give yourself an angle to pop this yellow and stun across the black in the same right-hand pocket. Gone a bit far. So
he wants the white pretty much exactly where it is now.
Yep, spot on, and he can actually draw back pretty much where he is now.
And if he does go too far, he can always just...
Oh, he had an even better angle than I thought.
So, there was not really any problems there. We're just trying to be a bit dramatic. If that black, where it is right now, is your biggest problem when you're potting out, you don't really have any problems.
And as you can see on display right now, such a good, clean striker of the ball is Steve Jamieson. And like I said, when he gets going and he starts to flow, it is actually danger for your opponent.
Is it 6-5, Dan, or is it 5
all? I reckon.
Apparently it's 6-5. Jojo just come over and...
Oh, this one.
Nick's there. We might double check. Might just call him over, make sure.
What's the score?
Jojo right?
Yep. Hate to say this, hope she's not around, but yeah, Jojo's really wrong when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. Shouldn't really bother questioning it.
Don't want to get a big head though. Big break there from Steve.
Nice break there. Bit of a timing break there, like a nice, good timed break.
And a little unkind with the clusterage, but he can actually deal with this straight away if he wants to.
Just can go wrong. If he obviously the shot you're looking at is red to the top left corner pocket and sort of go in for the big extraction maybe, but
yeah, I don't need to think
can
it
go
needs
wrong.
to be big. I think if you can catch the yellow on the bottom side or the top side as you're looking at the screen, you might be all right here.
I'd be tempted to almost play it a bit tricky, like with like left-hand side and come into the right cushion, and I think he might be doing it my way. No, your way.
Oh, look at this.
No, your way, and much better.
Needs to just get the white out though, so he's got a shot on this bottom right-hand red of the 3. Just quick score update while Steve addresses this. Actually, he's getting a move on, so I might wait a sec. No, he's just going to take his time. So score updates on the non-qualifiers. Scary has just blown Josh out of the water. He's 10-3 up. Probably can't see him losing from there. Dale Watson 6-5 up on Chuka. Chuka's made some inroads.
A bit of a comeback.
Kevin Malik has clawed his way back to 4-all against Zupper. And Steve Thomas has hit the lead 5-4 on Pikey.
So all close matches, just 1 frame in it or no frames in it, except for the current Australian champion doing the work in the non-qualifiers tournament.
He's in angry mode.
Like we said earlier, it's $1,000 first place, non-qualifiers, 700 runner-up and 450 for the semis. So even though they can't be playing with the big boys, still a fair bit on the line. Like if you were to go into any tournament and it was $1,000 to the winner, you'd be treating it pretty seriously. So they are too, and it's race to 11 as well.
Now, this black, I have to question what his plan is for it, because it doesn't go anywhere to the obvious pockets, which are the bottom corners. And I think Steve's just thought to himself, what am I doing with this black?
Does he play the red to the right middle with top, come over to the other side of the table to play the red to the bottom right-hand corner of the pocket, and then try and play the black to the middle or something like that? Okay, this red's on.
Yeah, this red goes. That wasn't a worry for me. I'm still trying to work out how he's transitioning to this black.
Well, that's right. I think if he takes the option I suggested, then he can land high on this red that he's aiming now. That actually, or just, oh, tell you what, that's not bad.
That's very good. He can actually screw off side rail here and get behind the black for the same centre.
You might play this with bottom and maybe just a little bit of left-hand side, depending on the angle.
Look at this shot.
That's where if you played that with just a little bit of left-hand side.
Cannon the yellow on your fat.
That's it. Just would have kicked it down the table just a little bit more. Just that you only need only a little bit. But I think you'll still take this. Tricky shot.
Yeah, this is to take the lead for the first time in the match. Big shot coming up in context. Tough shot. I think he'll take the cut onto the middle and just kill the pace of the white with hitting it low. Yep, he is. Tough shot this. Do not underestimate how tough this shot actually is.
I tell you,
that has curled its way in.
Wow.
It just hasn't hit hard enough.
That was missing by. It was definitely missing, and the table really tried to help him out there. Not an easy out here. It's very easy from where we're sitting. You sort of just go, oh yeah, pot this, that, and that, and stun over here and all that. But
I was actually thinking exactly that. Yeah, this is easy. Yeah, but you're right. When you're out there, it's a tough out.
Like that red, that yellow on the right cushion, sort of at the top. I mean, I know it's not on the cushion, but there's no dead set easy ball to land on that. So you're probably looking at maybe bumping it out. You can't take it early because there's a yellow blocking it.
I think it's your last ball, Robbo.
Probably is. And that black, well, it's over the pocket, so there's nowhere safe with the white.
I really think the trickiest part of this, he's gone for it now. That's a good shot.
I don't mind. That's very unlucky.
That is extremely unlucky. But look, he's got away with it in sort of a way where he hasn't gone off at least. But any other cannon, he's fat.
Most of the time, I'm not really a fan of those types of shots. But in that situation, I reckon that was a total free stab at it. He's gotten the absolute worst, other than going off. He's gotten the absolute worst result there.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the shot. I honestly think he just got a little bit unlucky.
I think his trickiest balls are these two on the bottom side cushions because you've just got to basically transition from one to the other.
Very tough here. I mean, you can lay a snooker, but your back sleeve just to come off one cushion and knock the black in. And it's a bit of an annoying way to lose, really.
Yeah, see, Craig's decided he needs to continue this out because if he just drops behind for a snooker on this bottom of the cushion, it's not a hard across-table shot, and that's what's going through Craig's mind right now. So he wants to commit still to this out.
That's even if it's on. See, this ball across the table here, even if you hit this good, there's a good chance it can just roll up a little bit.
Excellent shot.
That was a great shot. That was a lot harder than what it looked. Much, much harder than what it looked.
I'll tell you what, too, this out is actually not that bad now because he can pot this. I actually don't pot this. I actually use this as a transition ball from the ball on the bottom rail over here. See, what I do there, Rob, is I pot the three that are down the bottom end of this table here. I pot the highest one. I just sneak over and pot the other one near it. Just got to drop it in, and then you use that ball you just pot to just come around the angles and get onto your other tricky balls. Didn't agree with that.
What's Pete going to do here?
Oh, he's on the black.
I agree with exactly what you're saying too there, Jamie. I felt that was a little bit unnecessary what he did there.
Oh, here comes a ridiculously thin double.
That's why I'm on it. We're just going to watch Pete knock this in off 3
he
or 4.
He actually played for the triple there. And he's completely annihilated it to the bottom rail. And this is where...
Oh, that's...
I reckon this is easy. I reckon he actually hit this quarter ball and it'll go in. It's so deep in the pocket.
Yeah, I agree. I think you just got to hit the... Your biggest danger here is not hitting the black at all.
Yeah.
But you like you said, you don't actually need to hit it that thin. In off to the opposite middle pocket's probably... No, there we go. Like that was almost half ball.
Yeah.
That was easy, like you said.
So I think Craig just...
Yep.
I reckon he went the wrong way there. He could have actually made that a series of much simpler shots, but anyway, that's water under the bridge now, and the score lines are both the same. And Nick, so this is where I'm not afraid to snooker butters.
I'm laying up all day here. I don't think there's any reason why, if you're on yellows here, you should be having to knock in your last yellow and land on that black to knock that black in down the rail. Why put yourself under that sort of pressure to have to play that shot 6-5 down. I just think you can play an easy safety shot here, get a snooker. What can Pete do? All he can do is come off the cushion and hope he knocks it in.
Yeah, or gets it right over the hole.
For you.
Puts the pressure on, yeah.
Yeah.
And Nick, I don't think he's going to lob it. I reckon he's committing now because he had a giant wall there that he could have used. Now that wall's been...
I just think you're putting yourself on... Like, he's got to land nice on his last yellow so he can land nice on the black. If you can't land nice on the black, there is no point in taking this out on. So if you had a very easy yellow to land very nice on the black, that's completely different.
Yeah, if he's got one over the bottom right corner here,
yeah,
no problem.
Then it's different. So I'm still playing safe now. I know it doesn't look very macho-like.
No, from this position here, I don't like playing a safety off this. I like to drop this in and see what angle I get, and then have a look at it afterwards. I'm playing position off this shot for a particular spot where I can get on the black neat. But if it doesn't work out, then I've got options available to me.
I just think that there's so many.
Well, he's actually tried to pot that and give himself a good angle.
I reckon that's a blessing in disguise for him.
We'll find out in a second.
Yeah. I just think there are so many easy safety shots you could play there. Even if you execute them poorly, there is still nothing Pete could do.
He's just eyeing off his double. You know he is. He's just looking at it.
Yep.
He's just getting a little bit of camera time, saying, watch this, boys. I'm going to smash this double in up the top right. And Nick, you can eat a dick for missing.
I'm just probably... Oh, nah.
I mean, if you're on the black here, you've got to take the double on. You have to do it, and we know he's going to take it on. And he's
not me. I'm just leaving the black on the cushion.
Really?
I'm just softly bumping. See where he's aiming now? I'm hitting there, but extremely soft, and just leaving it on the cushion.
Just missed that by a mile.
See, Liz, now you just stick the frame up.
The shot you said though is just delaying the inevitable with that yellow over the bottom pocket. As we just said earlier, we're going to commit to that out with that ball.
I'm telling you, that black on the rail on these tables will get missed half the time.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to get missed on any table most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. So why take on such a shot like that?
I think if you flick off that, you're just going to be left a very similar shot with that yellow. That's over the top corner pocket.
Your opponent will have a go. They're not going to play safe. They'll try and knock that yellow into the left middle, and then they'll try and hold on the black off the yellow on the bottom right corner, not land on it nicely. Think, well, I don't want to go into a safety battle here with just the black. And then they'll try and knock it in down the rail, miss it, and go, ugh.
Well, I've just told you I wouldn't have done that.
I'm telling you what people do because I do it to them all the time. And that's just what they do. People take the out on because it's the easy way out.
Oh, he's actually tried to just use a bit of side to get neat on that yellow, and he's just hit it thick. And Butters has been given a strawberry.
Yep.
And that is 7-5. I'll tell you what, that is potentially match turning. That as in like a blowout, well, not blowout, but like can cost the match. That stuff. That's 6 all there. So Nick would be filthy. I say, Rob, I'm a bit surprised that last season when I was watching the coverage, and I think maybe I did a couple of hours here and there in commentary, I can't remember. No, I didn't. But you actually pulled players in the middle of matches and interviewed them. No, yeah. I did do some commentary. I remember interviewing some players.
Yeah, the 2 semi-finals matches and the final at after 10 frames. We got them in and just had a little bit of a chat, so the audience could understand what's going on inside their minds, if they got a change of plan, strategy, or how they're feeling.
And Scary is behind us now, which means he has completed his initial quarter-final campaign in the losers section.
My first match in 3 months.
He's won his first match in 3 months, he said. That's a good effort for the Australian champion.
Mick Scary, current Australian champion, into the semi-finals of the non-qualifiers comp. That's right, the non-qualifiers comp.
Actually, I've just had a text. He has not played a match in 3 months. That's why.
Jamo here.
So you've got to be wondering New South Wales. How are you going to beat Victoria if the current Australian champion can't make the top 8 in a local league? So I just had to throw that in there.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. I actually haven't heard much out of them this year. It's funny that.
No, well, they've won it now, so Jamo amongst it again. I think that's a pretty good angle.
And the current Australian champion want to take out both sides.
I've got something to say about that.
What's that?
Mick's just said that a former Australian champion and a current Australian champion are going to take out both events.
Oh, really? Got the other guy in the semi-finals right in front of you. I think you will want to have something to say about that. Nice shot there by Jamo.
Yeah, the transition to the black, though, a bit tricky. Only really goes to the right side of the table, so...
Does that seem to be a very common trait when you're watching Jamo play, that the black always seems to be an issue?
When he's not 100% flying, it can be, but I have noticed though that when he's absolutely flying, the black's just perfect position every single time he's on the out. So,
do you reckon it's onto the left corner?
yeah, I was just looking at it. I don't know. It's tough to tell with the camera. If it is, you can screw off the yellow and get back up there. It's got to be played pretty deep screw this. Oh, he could miss it.
No, I like this. He's just giving himself a shot on the black.
Yeah, bottom right, because it definitely goes there. I didn't even think he could miss the yellow there, so I've misjudged that completely. But nothing new for you fans out there. You know I stuff it up every time.
So if you're not sure what's going to happen with the white here, whether you play it with bottom or top or some sort of side or whatever, if you're just not sure, pretty much don't worry about it. So just make the pot. If you can't control the white to the point where you're not sure what's going to happen, otherwise that happens.
He actually smashed that.
Yeah, he's trying to hold the white with a lot of spin and pace sort of thing or something. I don't really actually know what he's trying to do, but in doing it has made him miss the pot by a lot.
When you've got a shot like that with a bit of angle, if you're trying to put bottom on the white to basically control the angle, if you hit it hard and it's thin, you're not going to really deviate the course of the shot. So you've got to choose one or the other. Either play it plain ball or play it with like a soft screw action where you can actually get some movement off the white where you want to control it in that way. Can't do both.
It takes a bit of time for the spin to actually gain a bit of traction on the cloth. So hitting it that hard, I'm actually not sure. Not sure what he was thinking there.
But Craig says, thank you for missing because I want to go 6-all with you.
Well, that wasn't the best shot. Still won't be a problem, but...
Yeah, I think wanted to be basically half a foot to the left. And you can just drop that yellow in up the top and float down behind the other one. But it should still not be an issue. Just has to do more with the white now throughout the out.
Pete's walking away from the table.
Little straight.
Not too happy. So I'm tipping he's missed that yellow, one last yellow, and he would have been nice on the black.
Good shot there from Craig.
Yeah, cued that nicely, like you said. He actually didn't hit that hard and got a lot of work on the white. Well, and then Nick's just gone straight and off, trying to do an extraction or something.
And that was unnecessary as well, and I am actually going to say that Nick is gone.
Pete's about $1.15 here.
This is where Nick needs to do the bend in a toilet break.
I would recommend that Nick, you do break it up with something. Go to the toilet, go to the bar, just go to the car or something, just to clear your mind. Because if you're just staring at the table now, wondering what the hell you've just done,
a lot of people get upset when we say that sort of thing because they feel it's a dirty tactic.
People do in a sport all the time, all professional sports. They call timeouts, basketball, all that sort of stuff. They call timeout. It's not breaking the rules or anything like that. It's not like you're gone for 10 minutes. You're back in 3 minutes. It's not it's not a big deal at all. It's not like you do it every time you lose a frame either.
No, that's right.
Let's rack this up a little bit skew. Watch this bottom left red go straight in to the bottom left corner pocket. Watch this. He's not done this on purpose, so if this does happen, he hasn't done it on purpose. Ooh, almost. That wasn't far off.
I'm going to practice that dodgy rack now.
Yeah. I actually noticed that he didn't do it on purpose. Who did I play last week? Nick. Yeah, he didn't do it on purpose. He never would. But he racked them up. I was watching the footage, and I thought, oh, geez, that's lined up funny. Like the front ball was pointing almost at the top right-hand corner pocket, and the bottom left ball has just gone crack straight in the bottom left corner pocket. I thought, oh, geez. Donny style.
I might start doing that to you, Robbo.
No, I'm going to get a laser sight. If we're playing Jamie, we're going to have an umpire for the final anyway. I know how slow you play. Get a timer on you.
That's a rough call.
Well, Nick, another chance. Fair to say he's had
We might flick
more
over
than
to
enough.
that table because this is definitely going to be a clustered frame. I don't see Gemmo going out there either. He needs to actually lay up straight away.
Yeah, well, Nick's had more than enough chances. I actually think Nick's had, I haven't watched it in huge detail, but maybe even more chances than Pete.
Just misses the red.
He's definitely been, I think Nick's been first in more often than Pete, so therefore probably had more chances.
If he wants to commit to this out, he actually has to play this bottom ball now and go into that red and black again.
Think of the transition. It's actually really awful, even if he makes this extraction. Like the whole transition of the out's actually really messy.
It's not too bad if... Oh, he's missed it again. If he had have actually flicked the left-hand side of the black, the white floats at the tail a bit, he could have just dropped the yellow in. Dropped the yellow in. But you're not worried about that because you drop the yellow in, you go across the left-hand side of the table, then you've got the other yellow. You can use that last yellow last, and it doesn't matter if the black's near the rail, you actually can get right behind it.
I'm always cautious about balls and rails. I fancy myself to knock them in, as much as the next guy, but I really hate, having the black on the rail to play as your last shot. I see so many frames lost because of that.
It's not fun. Well, we saw the
So
very
many
first
frames.
frame of this match lost from it.
Yeah. People having to knock in blacks down rails, especially on these tables, you are going to lose. If that is your... Sometimes you can't avoid it, and that's just what you have to do. But if things have gone to plan and that's your plan, then you really need to get a better plan.
I don't see how Nick's going to get on the black from this, to be honest.
I think he's going for the
try and cannon
extraction now.
Yeah, he is beside.
Oh, look at this. Look
Excellent
at this.
shot.
That does it.
He's learnt that shot off Jake.
This is it. This is the last stand. Well, it's not the last stand, but this is... If he butchers this and Pete wins this frame, it is over.
Well, I actually tell you something right now. I actually think he has to screw off this because I think he's going to go into the red and leave himself awkward.
Hold on the red
Do you
for a
think-
long black? I think so.
I reckon he's going to deep screw it in. I don't reckon you want to be stuck on... Because if you catch the black on the right side, you're going to be stuck on the bottom rail. Yeah, he's deep screwing off it, I thought so.
You can come off the left-hand cushion here, you reckon?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, geez, held it way...
Wow.
held it too much.
He actually has hit it to him. He's hit it so well.
So yeah, I wouldn't be too upset if I was him from there. There's a good chance that white could have been glued onto that left rail. Well, then he might have had it to the middle. Yeah, he actually would have had it to the middle.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't
so he
think
sort
he
of
does
landed
now.
in between. Well,
It's one of those shots you just got to back your queuing ability and knock it in.
well, the great players of today knocked these balls in when they were in Nick's position years ago.
Oh, it's over the kick. Well, he's actually played it.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's played the old in and over, but obviously I think the last thing on his mind was over.
It's not too bad. I think this game's 50-50. I reckon 50-50 this game is.
I reckon Butters is going to play the plant. I don't think the first red pass. I reckon he's going to play the plant in the middle and go for the extraction straight away off this bottom left ball.
I reckon Pete's going to play the plant to the middle, then the plant to the bottom left corner, then the extraction.
Oh, wow,
Oh my
he's gone for
God.
the extraction straight away. That was actually mental,
It's
that shot.
completely unnecessary. He could have tried to set that up over a couple of shots, and if he didn't get the right angle, there was some safety options. But that's just how he plays.
It is, and you know what? If it had come off, we would have gone, oh, what a sensational shot that is. So
Marvellous, marvellous.
I shouldn't actually bag it out too heavy.
And normally that's when you say, well, that's why they're out here and we're commentating, but no, we're actually further ahead than them.
Wow.
Well, it's so rare you can have a laugh about that.
Well, as I predicted, this did turn into a tactical frame, and Steve with some control, and probably now can just close this pocket off with a delicate little shot.
Yeah, Reds, they both have control, but yellows will have the long-term control.
Oh, he has to hit this thicker.
Oh, I tell you
He
what.
had to hit that thicker. I saw that straight away.
Really wanted to get that yellow down a little bit more, because he will probably have to do that at some point, and now that's going to chew up a shot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He had to hit that thicker.
Yeah.
Or like if he hit it at the same angle and hit it harder, he risks actually leaving something on. But if he hits it thick, the white ball just stays there, and that yellow's guaranteed to go to the bottom jaw. Just don't think he took enough care on that. Or having said that, there's not a lot on offer here for Craig.
Yeah, but I just think it's gonna chew up, potentially waste a shot of his later on that he would like to do something else with, like free up this yellow at the top end of the table that's just doing nothing for him.
I'm just wondering if you double this red down towards the 3 yellows and just try and put some clusterage in. But the thing is, you risk leaving position on this awkward yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a tricky one. I think you've got to get it down in the mix, like you said. I think you've got to take that risk.
He's just decided to lay it up and leave him off the yellow. That's a clever shot. Problem is with this...
Well, he's just going to be back to where he was. But now Gemma's going to have this bottom left corner pocket covered. So Gemma's just going to float the white down here, and Craig's going to be in the same position.
I think Craig's actually tried to think a couple of steps ahead here, and I reckon he's going to look at actually opening this pocket up after this shot.
Well, this is what I would have done. So now what are you saying you would do?
It's not happening now.
Oh, okay. So now he's in the worst position. So he hasn't advanced there. He had to advance on that shot, and I think he had to take a risk.
Well, that's why I was saying the risk to me was to double the red down onto those 3 yellows and just create even more clusterage.
I agree with that shot. Current Australian champion says, I haven't even actually thought of what Craig can do on this shot. I'm only talking about the one before. Yep.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying before, is to open up the pocket, but I think it's actually too tricky to do now without leaving a shot.
Can you keep the white safe? Like, because Gemma will have 2 shots with an out. I don't know if you can keep the white safe. Gemma will only have one dead yellow. I still think it's hard to pot out on yellows.
What a shot this would be if you could actually can the black over the pocket. It's not bad.
I don't really like that.
If this first yellow is not on, it's not a bad shot. Although you do just promote your dead one straight away.
Yeah, I think you can just promote your dead yellow, and the thing is, you've still got a dead red there. You had a dead red there, now you still have a dead red there. It actually but now yellows are in a much better position to pot out. So you actually I don't really think you've
this is the last ball I'd be playing. Wow. The only thing that could actually not work, or the only thing that could happen in that shot is you free up the red. I didn't like that shot at all.
The only way I think Craig's shot was successful there is if he put the black onto the cushion. Other than that, he actually only helped Jamo, in my opinion.
The question is now, is this on? Because if it's not, he's in trouble.
Jesus.
No, he's actually played to just land on the yellow, but he's actually been
the Jackie might be on. That actually might be fine.
I reckon it is, and he can play it long.
Now, what you want to do here, you're probably just trying to just make a bit. It would be nice if you could hit the red just on the left-hand side, but don't do that at the risk of actually missing them completely.
Yeah, not thin though. You've got to hit it fairly thick still.
Yep. Looks good.
Played it well.
Oh no, too thin.
Too thin, yeah.
Too thin.
Now, does this red pass to the bottom right? I'm going to guess no. So he's got to deal with that red still.
Well, he's in a good position though. There are a number of safety shots you can play. You can pot this red to the top right-hand corner pocket and then run the red down over the pocket and actually leave Jamo snookered. You can have a go at the out. There's a number of different ways you can have a go at the out. I wouldn't be scared of just stunning this red in to the top right corner pocket and then covering the bottom right-hand corner pocket with the red that's on the far right-hand side of the table and leaving Jamo snookered as well.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
There are ways you can pot out, but the yellows are just in great positions, so one or the other.
That's a pretty good shot.
That's...
Tell you what I don't like
touch
about
and
that
go.
shot is if you go up and down and hit this, you're actually under the pump.
That's it. Jamo won't foul here, so your opening shot is a long plant or maybe a tricky red to the middle. I don't like it.
And you can actually even play this in such a way, I mean, you'd need a little bit of luck, of course, where you could pot the yellow, or if you catch the left-hand side or the bottom of those two, the white ball will just sneak in behind the other yellow and leave practically nothing.
Yep.
Well, he's actually checked that up massive.
Wow. What's he done there?
He's checked it up.
Has he put accidental side on that?
I think he actually, well, I reckon he meant to check it up because he only just missed the red off the bottom rail.
So the angle was a lot different than what we thought.
And if that's the case, why not miss the red by miles
Put
and
side
then
on
put
it.
left-hand side on it? Although he was Chinese too.
Scores. So we got Chuka. Chuka's hit the lead. So Chuka was, I believe, 5-2 down. And now Chuka is... Oh, that's not great. Well, it's actually... Nah, it's
No,
fine.
it's not too
That's
bad.
fine. Chuka is now 8-7 up. So well done, Chuka, on mounting a comeback. Kev also come back. He was only 3-1 down, but he is now 8-7 up. And Steve Thomas, my prediction is he was behind and he's 8-5 up. So everyone has actually made a bit of a comeback. Everyone's made a comeback.
Geez, that was a risky shot there from Craig. There was absolutely no need to play that. The plant was dead set and probably could have played it, but he's landed okay.
So the Craig we saw at the start, first 5, 6, 7 frames, was very solid, good pool, and I've noticed the standard has dropped a bit. Not terrible with Craig, but I feel his decision making is not quite as sharp as it was an hour ago.
Yeah, he's missed a couple of balls here and there. That was a very good shot, though, there to boost his confidence back up. And just a touch of right-hand side off the bottom cushion. Oh, no, he's gone the other way. There's nothing wrong with that. Actually, Craig plays those shots very well, I've noticed.
He gets a lot of work on the white from... He's got good timing of the ball. I personally don't like his technique, but I do think when he actually striking the ball, I do think he strikes the ball well. So to look at him play,
Yeah, I think he looks
like
extremely smooth. I actually like his action looks really smooth to me.
Can't stand it.
Can't stand it. I like it.
But he does strike the ball well.
I actually look at his cueing. Wish I could cue like that. So, but I look at just about everyone's cueing and think that.
No, says the guy in the semis.
It's just sometimes it's how you roll. And this is a pretty good escape.
Do you reckon this yellow goes inside the red? I don't know anymore. I seem to be wrong every time. And you're probably just playing snooker anyway, maybe.
I think, yeah, look, I think the snooker's a better shot, to be honest. Although we know Butters will try and force this out. I think it goes anyway. Well, at Jordan, he's actually played, he's sort of run down there for some safety as well.
That's worked out well. Well, I'd be tempted to maybe face double this red over to the bottom right corner pocket. We've got the poster up here. I'm having a look. Looks like you're doing a most muscular pose there, Jamie.
No, I don't think so. It looks like Timmy's.
Is that
Timmy's
just your?
Actually, just about to fall over.
That's just your. Humpty
That's just because I'm holding my cue at the front, mate. I wish they actually had the one of me staring at your head.
Hey.
There was one of me staring at your head. That would have been better.
I know what was going on behind me there. very vulnerable.
Dan's going to put this up on the screen a little later, I think. He's just getting things set up. Meanwhile, Nick has said, shut up, Robbo. I'm not face cut doubling this. I'll put it over the hole, which I actually, in one point, agree with. In another point, I don't.
Don't really give you much options, and Pete doesn't exactly need that pocket.
The reason I thought it was tricky to play the face cut doubles, if it doesn't land, you actually leave the out on. Whereas where it was over the hole, I thought it was actually a really tough out.
Yeah, you just needed it thereabouts to block, really. This is what I mean. So Pete's failed on his shot, and you have no options.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have anything, and Pete's failed on his shot. Well, what position would he have been in if Pete did a successful shot? Whereas if you had doubled that red over and Pete fails on his shot, you come to the table going, ooh, I can actually gain control. I can actually cover this. I can do this or this. Giving yourself some options.
Got to say, I don't see a huge amount of options here for Nick other than to...
That's what I mean.
Honestly, this is the only shot I can see, is to pot this, cushion first, and just try and play the thin snick in the middle and use the yellow to hold for the black. It's the only shot I can actually see here. Hitting this red, I can't actually see how it can not leave an out on. Well, he's fluked it. How's his white? No good.
It doesn't deserve anything there.
He's actually played the big double inside the yellow, which actually, when I look at it, was also another option. Just a very tough one.
It's no good.
But having said that, we really did fail to come up with anything much else. So
I thought he could have potentially jacked up. I know the white was almost on the cushion, but he still could have gotten enough on it to pot the red. He could have potted thick over the pocket and brought the white over across the table, gone for a big extraction or something like that.
So you didn't like the idea of dropping in and just taking the thin cut to the middle and using the white for side roll?
I'd much rather your option than his. Definitely. I probably prefer your option than mine. I just don't like his option. I don't like what he did.
Robbo, the forever hater of the options. However, I'm sure he will have agreed with that one.
I just prefer control. And it's not just for the short term. If you play with control as much as possible, your game will improve faster. You'll learn. You even when you lose or when you fail playing controlled pool, you will get better faster at the game.
Can you explain what's happened to me then, Robbo, being the absolute, probably the biggest control freak in 8-ball?
You probably go too far.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You probably try and control things too much and accept the fact that there's still a huge amount of variance in the game.
Okay, he has not tried to miss that.
He's tried to pot that, hold the white, and then I think he was going to play yellow to the right middle and pot out. He's completely...
Either that or he was actually just going to play the snooker the next shot.
Have you ever seen Pete just play a snooker like that when the balls are... He was going the out there. He was not playing the snooker. Because he knows that Nick can come with cushion and potentially knock this in, and the black's on. Pretty sure you got to... I don't know why you come off this rail. Maybe you go off... I suppose it's less likely to foul.
Ugh, that's horrible. I think Craig's just run a rack down the bottom on screen, because normally when normally the player getting all the balls out of the pocket is generally the person that won the frame.
Any danger of us flicking to a frame that someone puts out on? Every time we flick to a frame, it gets negative. It's like they know. This is actually not still super easy. I really do not expect him to muck this up.
No, he wants to get fairly straight on this ball over the pocket, and then he can actually just a slight nudge. That's not bad. This is the control freak in me. There's too much pace going into the cannon, Robbo.
I don't like that at all.
He's denying the cannon, in fact.
Maybe that was all he could have done on the shot. From here, it looks like he could have screwed back and done all sorts of stuff.
Well, he's got the ball to centre now. One would assume that the ball stuck to the black goes to the left centre, but I didn't think it did.
Listening to some of the Jake commentary on my match, and his principles were very good to learn sort of what you do in situations, but the camera angles, the shots he was suggesting, was just not possible.
Yeah, he did talk to me about that and said that he was talking to Nick about some of the shots, and Nick said like he couldn't play certain shots that Jake was saying. And look, Jake hasn't done a hell of a lot of commentary, and it does take a long time to get used to the camera and the trickery it can play on angles and things like that. See this one here, I'm potting this long and screwing back, but
it's funny how it looks like. When I look at that, I think the same thing. You just knock it in long, but it's 8-6. It's a close match,
no. What I meant by that is he was actually looking at it in the middle, straight up.
I know, but it's basically it's so easy from here.
It looks really hard in the middle, though.
I think that was a harder pot long than what it looked like.
Now he's got two.
Now with 2 shots.
I forgot about the 2 shots.
I tell you, with 2 shots, you do not play that long. You just don't play it long. You cut the yellow into the middle, and then you just use 2
I probably don't even play that ball. I'll probably just flick off the other one.
Just set it up.
But he's okay. He's played a good recovery shot there, and a touch of left-hand side on this will put him in good stead for the bottom right. Didn't even need side, actually. The angle was better than I thought.
Natural. Well, Butters and Craig pulling ahead a bit.
I made that call a couple of frames ago that I reckon Nick's let this match slip.
Going to pan over to the other table.
Jamo takes on a tough shot, but plays safety in mind.
His standard snooker shot to the rail.
Yes, good call.
Well, Reds here are a country mile in front. Pretty much, Reds only have one semi-dodgy ball. That's the one close to the black, and maybe another one, but they're only a little bit funny. That and yellows don't have a shot.
I'm almost.
Now, what do you do here,
I'm
Jamie?
almost smashing these yellows and just trying to hope that it creates traffic. Well, that sounds stupid.
No, that's not stupid at all, because, well, you got 6 dead yellows.
That's exactly right.
You got 6 dead yellows. It's insane. You probably are best off just smacking this, because you are about 6 shots behind in this game.
Any dead red or a cluster is 10 times better than what you've got right now.
Okay, well, you must have been total snookered, obviously.
I still probably smash them. No, I probably don't. That's a good shot. He's covered 1 red.
Look how many extraction balls he's got. That's all. Look, that's probably all he could have done. So you can't criticise him for doing something. That was probably the best thing he could have done. But Jamo's got 3 or 4 extraction balls here to extract 1 ball that's in a very nice, easy spot.
Yeah, and if anything, you probably want to hit the black.
Yeah. I mean, you bring this white ball back about 5 inches, and then you play not like that. I don't know why he's done it like that.
No, he's actually played for the shot you said, just overhit it. But
yeah.
Now he can actually play it with much more ease after the shot.
So now he can do it on this next shot. Pot this, bounce white up about, 8 inches or so, and then you've got a half ball red to the bottom left corner pocket. Stun the white pretty much straight into the...
into the black.
Yeah, into the black.
Standard snooker player shot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He's gone high.
I'm just baffled.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's playing for here, but anyway, we're going to find out shortly because he's only a couple of shots away with having to deal with it. So,
see, if you're going to play this extraction, you really wanted this red that he's potting now. That was meant to be your ball after the extraction.
Exactly.
He's just keep slanting too high. What's he doing? Is this on somewhere?
It must be on. I can't see where though.
Does it go into the bottom left corner pocket if you leave the white sort of in the middle of the table?
Yeah, it will. It will for sure. There is a gap there, but it's actually, you need to be pretty accurate. But I think he's going top end now. Surely he's going to not try and can the black this shot. Well, I reckon he has. I reckon he tried to can the black. But now he's got a good angle to go into the black.
He's actually really fortunate there. If he can just float down and hit the black pretty much straight in the middle.
He wants full ball contact. Dead weight.
I think if Jamo, I'll be suggesting that he comes back and watches this frame and listens to our suggestions.
Well, he's belted it.
Well, you deserve no result there. Playing the shot like that.
I actually think he did get a little bit of curvature on the white with top, but he also gets the white ball throwing wider, hitting it harder. So I think he could have actually just got the natural angle on that.
Yeah. And if the angle was slightly wrong, you can always use left or right hand side to make the white slide off the red in different angles. Is this double on?
I think it's just on. You got to punch it. Oh, he's hit the yellow. think he had to actually hit that twice as hard as what he did.
Yeah.
Suggestion in the background to say he's playing off for yellow, but I think that would have been a crazy shot. And Craig with a massive chance here to go 9-6 because, once again, folks, you don't have to try and pot out from nowhere this shot. You can just play the little layup on the yellow near the bottom right corner.
Pete's just missed a fairly basic ball to the middle. You can see that Nick, he's actually got a fair chance on reds. Nick's had plenty of these chances. He just, you know what's been the problem was what you said he's got to do at the start of the match, which makes sure that when he chooses to pot out, the percentage that he does pot out is higher than Pete's. Now, obviously, that's what you want to do all the time, but Jamie said that was what the key factor is to Nick winning that match, and he simply just has not done that.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of balls that he's just missed, like, you know, the one at the very start of the frame, he missed the black, and then he missed a ball over the pocket that he was trying to use a lot of side with to get position on his final ball. Just things like that, they cost you matches before you even know it.
Yep.
And while Steve has hit that red, he's murdered it.
A score update here. Dale has retaken the lead. He was 8-7 down. Now he's 9-8 up on Chuka. Kevin has won one more frame, and he's gone 9-7 up. Steve Thomas has also won one more frame and gone 9-5 up on Pikey.
So the little flick off his dead ball on the cushion to pretty much make sure the out is gettable next shot. Got the double kiss, didn't want that, but
Won't be happy with that. Steve can't win the frame on this shot, but
I think he's got to go cross-table and try and get this over the kick.
yeah, he's got to just promote this ball into a much better spot.
Although he's actually looking at maybe taking it thin off the right side and nestling the white in behind the yellow.
I actually think the red in the top right corner part of the table is actually a really bad area for it to be in here because Craig just has endless balls to snooker behind. If you can hit enough of it, I'd almost play a big shot of doubling the red back to the bottom left corner pocket, hopefully getting it in. The white might come around and land on the black.
I'll tell you what, if you play it with enough pace of that, you'll actually go fairly close to in off because you've got to give it a bit.
Red to the bottom. No, you're hitting it pretty thin. Nah, that's not enough. I think leaving the red.
I don't think that's on the cushion, Rob. I think it's off a bit.
Oh, is it?
He's played that pretty well.
No, if that I don't know if that red hit a cushion. Okay, I don't know if that red hit a cushion or else he's gone off anyway.
The red definitely didn't hit a cushion. Just didn't see the white.
See, in that position, yes, he gets cover on the yellow, but Craig
he gets a snooker
endless snookers.
Yep, I agree with you there.
The only way that was going to be beneficial for Jamo was if he covered the pocket nicely, and then if Craig, say, snookers him, and then Jamo sends the black up there, that was pretty much the only thing that he was going to get out of that. Can't really see much
it's
going
actually
wrong
funny.
here.
I would not have played that first shot. Even though it's probably the correct attacking shot, I just would have held off a couple of shots.
Oh, geez, Nick, what are you doing?
He is throwing handbags at balls now.
This kind of got a bit lucky there, but if I'm Pete, I'm very happy with that result.
I'll tell you what, Nick Young did say he was getting back to the gym this week or next week. I think he's just picked up a 25-kilo dumbbell and just thrown it at that white there.
Yeah, well, gym food's expensive. If he won another couple of matches, would have helped him out in that department.
And Craig's played a very nice plant there, and one would think he should go 9-6 up and match Butter's score.
Yeah, well, Pete's played a bit of a nice shot there. If you're Pete here, you pretty much want the white on the left-hand side of the table, so you're potting this top yellow and coming down the left side of the table.
Pretty sure Craig wanted to be on that ball in the middle there, and he just overhit it a touch, but he'll reassess and deal accordingly. And not the greatest of shots, but he's actually got probably slightly lucky on that because I think he wanted to go up the table a lot further.
Yeah, he did.
Now, Robbo, how do you play this? Do you actually play the ball in the middle, or do you back yourself to just drop to pot this stun across it'll be it land straight for the top ball?
No, I reckon I'm playing the one to the middle with right, a little bit of bottom right.
Just pot this and leave myself an angle just to stun it in. Oh, he's gone across table. Not bad. He's got to go up and down, but he'll be fine with that. Just want to check this off the rail, just a touch off the top rail. He has checked it, but he's checked it too much, and he's also hit it too hard. But he is okay.
Very lucky there.
Did
That
pull-
went another 2 inches. Ooh.
It pulled up, didn't it? But in the end, good shot. And he will go 9-6 up, barring an error. And Butters is about to go on the hill. And like I said, I don't think Nick's won another frame since I made that call.
Yeah, hopefully Nick will learn a lot from this. He's got the skill, no one can doubt that, but he's still got a lot to learn.
Yeah, look, he's not out yet. He's still got another frame to lose, but probably when you're playing against quality players and you give them big leads, they have a lot of breaks and they've only got to run one rack.
Yeah, that's it.
And just have a look at that handsome bloke just to the right of Robbo there.
Timmy
looks like he's about to fall over.
I think he was. He was a bit tired. I think I was at the start of the night too.
Anyway, here we go. And
Craig's 9-ball style break.
Actually, I was watching this break the other day. I tried to emulate it, and I just don't have the technique for it.
I don't like it.
Wow.
He just, for me, there's almost always clusters. He always pops the white up too high in the air. Just loses a lot of power.
That's what you were missing.
Well, Nick's just, I don't know if he's just cracked it. He's just sort of, all I saw was him smash a ball and everything went wrong.
Yeah, he needs to just recompose, Nick. I know it's late in the match and he's in trouble, but it's another thing, you know. Like you want to take a good example of that. There was an interview of Ron Kelly not long ago with a question. One of the questions was, "What's your pet hate?" And he said, "I hate people that give up."
Yeah. Well, none of the top 10 players in the country ever give up.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, it's just got really quiet here because the music stopped, so we've had to try and not be so loud.
Yeah, they're really not that far away.
And Butters now has an opportunity to try and win the match from here, but I don't think this out's really on. I don't think this yellow passes the bottom red. So he's going to look to extract it and then maybe...
Extract it, land on it, and then somehow land on the black.
Yeah, it's one of those outs, it's low percentage. And he has decided to snooker himself instead for more fun. He's like, I'm 10-6 up, I am going to just snooker myself and go cross table and layer up.
What's he trying to do there?
I don't know.
Does he have 2? Was he trying to extract the black and he's got 2 or something?
Possibly. He did say Nick just threw a handbag at the last shot.
I don't understand this shot selection. I don't get it.
So here we go with a get out of the snooker standard shot for Butters, and of course he pots it because that's what he always does. And now he'll come off the side cushion and backdoor this end and just pot the black up the top.
Yeah. This is all going according to plan.
It is going according to the mad scientist plan. Here he goes, he's looking at it. This is actually, I know it looks like it's a really low percentage shot. I cannot believe how often I see these balls go in because you aim to just miss the red and it's the perfect angle.
It almost doesn't matter how bad you hit it. The yellow's always going to go within about a foot of the pocket. It's natural for it to go that way.
So here we go. And this will just basically crush Nick's soul if this goes in. Well, he's almost got it near the middle, but Nick with a big chance here to at least...
I don't know if that red hit. Did that red hit?
Oh, it didn't actually.
I don't think the white hit.
No, the white definitely didn't hit.
Well, that red's very close to the cushion.
Do you need a replay? Yeah, we're going to have to check it, so
Yeah.
just bear with us, ladies and gents.
The white didn't hit. If that red hit, then...
So here we go. We're just going to check this red, although it's at the wrong end of the table for us to really know. Oh, it's frozen ball on the cushion, so it doesn't matter.
Well, since the red is touching the cushion, I do believe it hit the cushion. That's my analysis.
Really put yourself out there then, Robbo.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is actually a tough out, so Nick's actually played that as a bit of a shot to nothing. And he will try and drop this in and give himself an angle to screw off his last ball onto the black and make a decent out.
Do you know what I'd love to do, Jamie? Is ask everyone what they think their percentages are of how many times they decide to pot out. Ask them what they think it is, and then actually show them what their percentages really are, and then watch them do nothing about it. As in, they won't change their style. You'll say, you actually pot out 1 in 5 times you try to pot out. They'll go, oh, really? Geez, I thought it was more than that. But they won't change anything.
Yeah, that's a good call.
They'll just continue to keep trying to pot out.
Now, okay, so Nick's, I think he's just going to flick off this black and leave the white ball high. And it'll give Butters an opportunity to somehow get the white ball on a spot that's going to be tough. What's he doing here?
Bounce the black out
Oh, he's actually tried to play a shot. That's the best result he could have got. Unless
could
Butters
have.
cans this.
He could have hit the black like 2 inches, put it over the middle pocket, and that would have been blocking the double.
Yeah, it's a good call.
And then Pete had nothing.
That's a very good call. Butters going to try and double this, I reckon. Yeah, I knew it. Look at that, straight in. And that's what happens when you're 10-6 up and your opponent has not been getting outs. You get flogged. And the current Victorian team manager has just won 11-6.
Goes right for a team manager.
We'll play myself next week, and I will be looking to not do what Nick did.
Yeah, enjoy laying those snookers. All right.
And that poster you just saw up on your screen and can see right now, a big shout out to Lyndall Element, who actually did all the hard work to put that together. I do believe Jojo took the picture and Lyndall had to do some photoshopping to fit everyone in accordingly. So thank you very much for that, Lyndall. And as you can see, she does a fantastic job with the little poster workups. And there's one of the ladies floating about too. I don't know if it's come out yet, but it will if it hasn't yet.
And we've just got a result in from Steve Thomas. He got up over Pikey 11-5.
Well, that's a smashing in the end. 3-1 down.
So that puts Steve into the semis. Who do you play now, Steve? Into the semis? Yep. So he's got himself half his entry back. He's got himself minimum 450 now, I do believe. But, no, he'll be hoping to take out the non-qualifiers, considering he missed out on the top 8 by 1 point. 1 point, that is 1 frame, and we play hundreds of frames in the round robin in this league, so ouch.
And I can actually promise you right now that Nick will be hoping that Craig Stevens wins from here, because he will be wanting to get in the car and go home.
So you reckon Nick will cheer on whoever was the high score?
At the moment he will, because he will not be happy with his performance at all.
So if Jamo goes 10-9 up, all of a sudden he's going for Jamo.
Yes, correct. Yes, he will not be biased on anyone. He'll just want the fastest scoreline possible now, because he knows I'm going to stay until this is done. So a bit of music has come on in the background, but quite soft, so we still have to be careful of what we say, because they are literally 2 metres in front of us.
I felt the way the balls have landed in the 2 matches. Nick and Pete's was a lot more obvious of how to play the balls. It was pretty much, they landed in a bit more positive positions. That's just how it goes sometimes. So it was pretty much whoever made the outs more, and Nick simply, I think Nick actually got first in most of the time, but wasn't making the outs. So that basically just meant Pete could just do all these constant counter punches. And I'll tell you what happens
is, if you start struggling, you actually want clustery breaks.
Yeah.
And then what happens is you get outs, and then you start missing them.
Yeah.
And then your opponent mops up, and it just becomes a nightmare for you.
Yep.
It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does happen, it's a horrible experience to go through.
The Jamo and Craig seem to have these funny little do you or don't you sort of outs, where the other table was more about shot making. Okay, if he pots this, he'll be fine. Where this table's it's a bit more complicated.
This red that Craig's looking at now, if he decides to take it on, it is a I must pot this no matter what happens shot. Because if he doesn't pot this frame gets completely closed down. And that's a good shot. So now I'm actually looking at laying up this red. And if it goes in, I have options available to me.
Yep.
But it's a tough out, this. There's so much congestion. There's a lot of really perfect... Actually, what am I talking about? This out is not as hard as it looks.
Yeah, if he basically makes this in or over, then they do sort of do little linking extractions.
They do. They all link up. I just realised too late. And he's tried to get cute and may suffer the consequence.
Felt he could have played that in or over, but again, the camera angle, maybe if he played that in or over, the white would have ended up too high for his next red, so he actually planned to play with more pace. Don't know, but
yeah, you're right.
For me, I feel in or over was the right shot there, but I seem to be calling on the side of safety a lot tonight.
Jamo's overcut this a bit, and he won't be upset with that.
No, that's a very good thing.
Nothing passes this to the top left, I don't think, unless this will just sneak past to the jaw. And when this frame finishes, I'm going to take a very, very fast as possible break. I actually need this frame to finish yesterday, actually, at the moment.
See your knees jiggling.
And Craig will take an extra 30 seconds a shot because of it, I'm sure, and not because he knows about it, just this is the way things go, the old Murphy Law kicking in like it usually does.
Yeah, what do you do here? It's a little bit of a funny one.
Yeah, I'm just thinking you just try and get that that red over the kick or as close to as you can, just to create a bit of blockage.
Yeah, I think all you can do here is just make it
the other option is to play red off the other red. But you open up that ball to that's near the black, it just opens it right up, whereas it's a little tricky where it is at the moment.
I'd like to play a shot that will...
That's not the shot I want to play.
Foul snooker and everything.
Is it a foul snooker? It might not be. This ball over the pocket may be fully accessible. Camera angle will be very deceiving for this, and I reckon it's not a foul snooker. I reckon he's got lucky. But this yellow, I think the plant's on. But so much tricky transition required after the plant too. Good thing about this plant, you've actually got to make it on slightly, and I think the first yellow that you hit, the angle will actually take it into the red that's just above it. So you can actually control it a bit better than what it first appears.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And do you reckon the yellow in the middle of the table is...
Okay.
Oh. Alrighty.
I go to bed thinking about it.
Do you reckon this yellow on next to the black is onto the left middle?
Past the red. If it is, you definitely take it on now, don't you? Foul snooker.
10 all with who? Oh, I thought that was going to be a close one.
Can you tell them to move tables over here?
10 all with Chuka and...
You know what, Robbo? Even if it's not on, it's still not a bad option. But Jamo says no. I'm taking.
Do you reckon he could put the white, say, in the middle of the table there, play the yellow that's near the black, like half ball on the right-hand side, float down to pot the yellow that was in the middle of the pocket, freeing up the black and that yellow, and then you play this Jackie.
Oh wow, that was actually way straighter than I thought. It doesn't matter now. I reckon this yellow goes to the left. Yep, well, left centre. And this out was actually much easier than what first predicted.
Oh, okay. Jeez, I thought everything was harder there than what it was.
Yeah, he might have actually landed slightly off straight here too. But
you don't have to pot it.
Probably catch the red, I reckon.
Oh, jeez, just underestimated that so much. He grazed the black a little bit, nudging it a little bit closer. Wow, just...
This is a very big shot now.
Stuff like that, so important. Ooh, it's 10 all and Dan's just changed the camera angle. Yeah, I won't touch any of the computer, muck it all up.
So he's given himself as good a shot as he's going to get on this black.
Now he missed one sort of It was a little bit harder.
Well, he missed it because he was worried about the white. This one he can just stun in, and nothing's going to happen with the white. Unless he stuns too much, it goes in off the middle. Oh, he's going this corner. Left corner. Good pot there from Jamo, and he goes 9-8 down. I'll be back in a minute.
So the other table. Dan just working some magic on the. Computers. Here we go. We've got 10 all. Dale Watson and Chuka. Nice little win over there, Mick. 11-3, I believe.
Yeah, it wasn't really a pretty match. If Josh actually played or took his chances, I would have got smashed.
That's lovely to hear, considering I'm going to be playing the Australian title with you in a few weeks.
Oh.
Benched. Benched.
Had a no. Look, I didn't play well. He didn't play well, and I managed to just mop up that little bit more than what he did. So I think we're both pretty disappointed.
I reckon you're saving a year's worth of 8-ball energy for this year's Australian title.
I think so.
That's what you're doing, and the team's event. That's what you're doing. Good job. I like it. You've sacrificed a years of results.
You caught me. Sorry.
That's it. That's right. So we have the 2015 Player of the Carnival, singles champion and MVP in the team's final with me now, Michael Scary. He's guaranteed it. Who do we have at the table here?
We have this slow-going Chuka.
Steady Eddie Chuka.
That's right.
Jeez, he's got
pale arms.
Pale arms?
Pale arms.
Oh, we've got some the light. Jeez, man, if I was playing on here.
Jeez, rushing through these.
Yeah, unlike Chuka.
Can't really tell if that...
extraction. Jeez, he doesn't even give you time to commentate. Go and tell him to slow down. Well, that's actually really fortunate, I reckon.
You take the one in the centre now if it's not on. If the bottom left, yellow. He's looking at it pretty quick, so he's in a rush.
Where does the black go as well? Does it go to the middle? Oh.
No, he's probably already sorted that out. He's riding there. Yeah, it was a little bit wide to begin with.
It's a little bit of work to be done.
Yeah, he's angry at himself, but
well,
he played the whole 4 shots in about 40 seconds.
Yeah, I know he plays fast and he has his whole life, but he doesn't normally play this fast. But what do you expect when you put such little effort into the shot?
Well, if you're Dale, you've got obviously a good chance here now to take the match. That top yellow near the red, I think goes pretty easy too.
Just got to make sure you land nice on it on this one. You can kill the red to the cushion here, but then you're not going to have prime white ball control.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. Just pot the red.
Center of the table would be nice. That's fine.
Wouldn't mind it just a little bit further than that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind another foot or so. So you want to play this soft, but now is that making the white stay on the top cushion?
I don't think it's going to go near this.
Now. Well, very fortunate for Chuka there. He's got another chance, and he's going to have a good chance because.
Tell you what, now, do you actually think Reds are favourites now? Because I certainly do. I think
depending on who is playing.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Okay.
It depends how nicely that yellow is covering that pocket.
Yeah.
It depends how is that red right up on that yellow. Those are the two things. If that's the case, if you're on yellows, you pot your yellow and then you put the black over a pocket somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you start removing the reds off the table. And if you're reds, you can send another red up there, just try and work the black up there, or you may not need to do that. Maybe you just work on getting 2 shots and then extracting the red out.
Just a quick suggestion from your dad, just to knock the bottom yellow in with a lot of top and arc around the red.
Arc around, of course, yeah.
The cannon in at the top and then come around off 2 cushions.
So
and knock the black in.
maximum top with a fraction of left-hand side.
So what if you just roll you can roll the black up there, but you're really not...
Can't do it with full control.
What if you maybe just knock in... Oh, I was going to say you can knock in his red in the centre.
That's where we don't know how
Yeah.
hard up that red is. Oh, jeez, this is the... Oh.
Like you said, it depends on who's at the table and what they're thinking of how... It's actually quite a hard angle we've got to play with here, so we
Yeah.
don't really know
It's hard.
where we're at.
You can only sort of tell them what they should do in these situations, but it's very hard to actually call each individual shot. See, right now, you might even be able to come off the top draw and actually extract your red out and have a
Yeah.
go at the out.
Yeah. I'd probably actually do that now. Oh, God, if that goes in. If I was Chuka there, I wouldn't have potted that ball. I would have left it, come off the top cushion, knocked my other red out,
Yeah.
and then had a go at the game. But I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's trying to get the... Oh, God, he's flipped.
It's just such craziness. The craziness.
So if he wants to get the black out, why don't he just do it now? Just come off the back rail and knock the black out if he wants. But
I don't know.
he doesn't have to take these risks.
I think he's still trying to extract the black, but why?
He doesn't need to.
So what if that... Even if that does hit the black.
I have another go at it. There you go.
Even if that does hit the black.
He's got all these...
Does he remember that he's missed? He has missed, hasn't he? Has he missed?
Yeah, he has missed.
Does he remember?
Well, I think he may have, because his arms look like a pretzel right now.
Well, I don't know what he's going to do even if he hit that black. I just don't know.
So...
Well, now he's got...
Just...
This is starting to become a mixed scary versus Brent Reed frame.
Do you know what you might be able to do?
It is, because you put this red in the middle and play the black up there and try and get me the red. He can't foul after that. It's going to be a foul station. Neither of his can foul. This is the worst retarded shot I've ever seen.
Okay, so...
He's basically said, I do not want to win this frame.
I will pass you back on to Jamie, because he's itching to get back on. So,
Cheers, Mick.
thank you for the commentating today.
You're welcome.
I will see you in about 25 minutes.
In the car. Nice shot by someone on the bottom table there, whoever that was. That was Jamo. Played a very nice shot. Now just a bit of a standard black on the practice table, but yeah, very nice. Jamo just made a nice little out there, Jamie, on the bottom on the
Just
mini
saw that.
screen.
9-all.
It's for 9 all there.
Now, I'm just going to say that shot that Sugar just played was just so wrong. You would not believe how wrong that shot was.
So about 5 shots ago, Dan's just basically said, just pot the red.
Absolutely have
Pocket.
to. Absolutely have to. What's he doing here?
So about 5 shots ago, Jamie, I pretty much said everything.
It's a foul snooker, is it? Wow. He could actually get way more purchase on that than we realised.
You know what? This is actually Chuka's best chance to win the frame.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because if he does not actually make this out, look at where the reds are.
Yeah.
This is actually, if I'm Chuka, I'm actually loving this.
Chuka
This is
actually
awesome.
had to get the black up the other end of the table
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
That's what I said. A few shots ago, I said everything yellows needed to do win the frame, and everything reds needed to win the frame. The thing is, it's not always that simple, because when you got the two good players playing, they know what the other guy needs to do, so they stop that from happening. But what we've seen here is neither one of them actually do the right thing. So it's been a bit of a funny one to watch.
How's his angle on this? Okay, I could get a better view of this. Oh, wow, he's actually got to go cushion first here. Cushion first with a bit of left-hand side so he's not hard up on the rail after the shot.
Well, 10 all.
This is a shot that's tough to play when you're under the pump at 10 all. But he needs to play this with left-hand side off the side cushion first.
Right-hand side?
Left.
Oh, going that way.
Yep, going around the angles. Okay, he plays it off the red.
Does he have a big pocket, or is that red up a little bit at the table?
Hard to tell from here. It looks like it's perfect from here, but I think it might be up a bit further than it actually looks.
I think he got to hit this red probably about half ball.
I reckon he's actually played for this, Robbo, because there's no way you could have hit it that
definitely.
soft and not played for this shot.
This shot is 10 times easier if that white was 2 inches to the left.
This is why I'm saying you play this with left-hand side, because if you play it plain ball, you end up on the rail. If you play it with left, it swings right round.
Yep.
But I reckon this is on because he's played it to play it. It's just gone in, and he wins 11-10.
11-10. Chuka not happy. Probably going to maybe smash something.
He will probably
Hopefully
quit the game again until tomorrow.
Quit the game again until next season starts. Bad luck, Chuka. Good luck. Well done, Dale.
And now Craig looking to return fire after Steve Jamieson played a pretty decent out last frame. And I just had a word to both of them when they had their break too, Robbo. We do have to be quite careful with our voices because
they can
you could hear a little bit there.
I noticed when I was playing over there, I could actually hear Jake and Brett talk.
Yeah, Brett's actually very loud talk on the mic too. So, but it doesn't look like there's really a problem here for Craig unless he shanks this. It's the only thing that can go wrong. Played it beautifully.
Just not too much angle? No, that's fine.
Needs to come back more than you think here though. That's fine. So very, very nicely controlled out this from Craig, and he actually looks, for 9 all, he actually looks like he's just practicing. And smashes that in and says, Steve, sorry dude, I'm on the hill first.
10-9 at this point in the match. You just want to touch the table.
Absolutely.
Please give me a shot.
That's Craig's break as well. So all Jamo's hoping for now is a shot. No matter what it is, he just wants a shot.
See, he'll have a very short bridge, and his backhand will sort of go lower on the butt of the cue, just how they do a 9-ball. But the problem is, I feel, watch the white. The white will pop up into the air, and he'll almost go in off to the right middle pocket, and then there will still have a cluster of about 6 balls around the black.
When he actually times this break right, it's all right. But the problem is, with this style of break, it's tough to time the ball. Now, I get a lot of criticism at my break from pretty much every person that's ever played 8-ball in their life because I break with my hand on the table. But the reason I do that is to actually control my
Pop the white up, almost went
good call.
in off to the middle pocket, and you'll have a cluster of balls around the black.
This is not cluster rubber. This is an out. Have a look at the balls.
Yeah, if they happen to land in a way that is like, oh, wow, hang on, I can luckily string them together.
Hard shot right now is this ball. He's got to play this ball that he's bridging on.
And also the thing is, Jamie, when you break like that, most of the time you're not going to get a ball in, and your opponent goes to the table. I just don't. I think his break is his biggest weakness.
Well, we're going to find out next week if he wins. But Jamo has played the shot that I said, and he is a massive chance to run this frac and take the 10-alls. And Nick Young is on suicide watch. I'm not going to enjoy this drive home with him.
No, he doesn't look like a happy camper.
I don't think he wanted Macca's on the way home. He may need Macca's now.
3 Big Mac meals.
He's on a diet.
Yeah, it says now. But wait until we get in the car and then he's done his full reflecting. That's right, Nick. You'll be right. I think you pick up 1700 for your efforts.
That's a lot of drumsticks.
Oh, don't think like that.
Nick said the 1700's broken us even for petrol. It's probably not far off the mark when I drive the Monaro up here.
You guys probably live closer than me.
Not in distance. All right, so Jamo.
Nice little shot there.
Yeah, but the thing is, I felt like he had to.
Ooh, what's the thing, Jamie?
I felt like this ball that's near the black is just. You needed to actually address it a bit quicker than he has. It can actually get him unstuck now that he's not landed amazing. Unless he's actually got angle to get through this gap.
Can he just screw the white straight back? Just avoid the middle pocket? Just like that?
Yep, good shot. Now another excellent shot required. And see, this is the thing, Robbo. He's actually got to land dead straight on this ball in the middle now. This is a tough shot, this. Although, actually, what am I talking about? You probably play the ball near the black now.
Yeah, if there's not too much angle on that one next to the black, I'm playing that and screwing the white straight back to the middle of the table.
No, he's playing the shot I said first. This is got to be careful not to go in off as well.
Oh, he's missed. No, he hasn't.
But okay, now he's going to play the ball near the black,
Oh, jeez.
and he will be playing a screw shot to play for this last ball in the middle. This will need to be cued well, and cued well it is. And
It's making it hard with the white.
I'll tell you what, the
Could be doing
natural
this a lot
path up
easier.
and down here, Robbo, is perfect, I reckon. Off 2 cushions. Perfect.
Absolutely perfect, says Jamie.
I'm saying he's stunning it, but... Oh, he's used some side just to layer up. I reckon that up and down natural was perfect there. Anyway, a good cure such as Steve should get this.
These little nerve testers, these ones.
And it is in, and it is tens.
Nerves of steel, I tell you what.
1,010s on the board, and
To do that 10-9 down when the stakes are high, I love watching a soon-to-be... Well, he is a fellow team member. About to go and destroy New South Wales in a few weeks. Can't wait for the other states to feel the wrath of the guy who's going to be starting on our bench. Mix just puts down an official tab bet. He's saying Jamo's $1.60, and he is taking bets.
to run this rack. Oh, that was the easiest money ever made if you decide to get on.
Never mind, he's just been blown out.
Oh, I tell you what, there's one.
Write your own ticket now.
There's one little funny ball for each colour. Red to the right rail and yellow to the right rail. Ooh,
If I'm playing this, I'm playing reds because I like the linking ball to the centre.
which is your first ball?
And it's also a shot to nothing.
Red to the top right, your first ball?
I reckon the one you're closest to, but he's actually taking yellow, so it doesn't matter what I think.
I think with the yellows, I think there's a bit more manoeuvring of the white to do. I think with yellows, if you get the white wrong once, you could have a little snowball effect.
Yeah, I just like the reds.
Oh, sorry, we've got to quieten down a little bit here.
I just like the reds because you can just play that red down the rail as a shot to nothing.
So we've got to make sure we're very quiet because this is 10-all with a lot on the line here.
Yeah, and like I said, we're about 2 metres away and Craig could hear us, so...
They've actually shown good resilience then if they could hear us the whole time.
Yeah, no, good. A lot of respect. I actually did ask them both. They could hear me, and they actually, Steve said he could hear you, Robbo, but not me. But yeah, it's just my experience coming out in the commentary box.
My voice is just a bit too powerful.
Good shot that
nice
from Craig.
shot.
It's an excellent shot, and he's got perfect angle to run through as well. Give himself an excellent angle for the next shot. So that is, in my opinion, the key shot to win this match.
Pretty much run through to just bump that red on the close to the bottom cushion,
Don't
or
reckon
maybe
you're going that far.
just drift past it.
Yeah, don't even reckon you're going that far, Robbo.
I reckon you just drift past it. Yep, just drift past it like that.
He's overhit it. He's okay, but he's overhit it.
That's what I said. He's fine.
The only reason I like to land a little higher is 10 times easier to control the white. I'm actually looking at stunning up and trying to get between the two reds to the left-hand side of the table.
He can, with a lot of bottom right, hold the white on the left side. Oh, wow.
He's just done what I said, but he's just not picked the gap, but he's still okay.
Jamo actually did a very, very nice break here, so I actually feel for him a bit if he doesn't get the reward for such a nice break.
It's a cruel game, though. It happens so often. Now, won't be surprised if he puts a bit of right inside this and tries to check it right up, just kill the white.
Take the pace off.
No, he's played a plain ball. He's actually playing that ball over near the hole last.
That looks pretty good to me.
Unless this is actually not as close to the cushion as what we think.
Probably you play this and then you play the white off two cushions, sort of around the inside of the red on the left.
Yeah, I think so. And that looks perfect. And
Yeah.
So just a touch of left-hand side. Yeah, you don't have to load up. You just got to put a little bit on it.
No, you don't want to get crazy and then accidentally snooky yourself. Just give it just a bit trace of left-hand side.
And also, you want to give it enough to not go in off the middle. I know it sounds silly because it's such a thin angle, but geez, you see it a lot.
Yeah, freakish.
And he's played it well. Just underhit it a touch, but he's happy with the shot. That's really all that matters here.
Well, you can't ask for more than this, you know.
Yeah, all you can ask for there is another foot of pace in the white and you're absolutely unmissable black. This is under pressure.
I like the amount of time he's taken. He just composed himself and then got on with it.
And it's in, he smashes it in.
Yeah.
Plays a shot to nothing.
Very well done.
And a good match there by both players. Up and down standards in that match, but overall, good matches tonight, and I'm sure we'll see the same thing again next week.
Yeah, I felt between the two matches, a mistake got punished more with Craig and Jamo. One mistake tended to cost them the frame a bit more. But yeah, I look forward to playing Craig next week, and you play Butters. Dan is away, but we'll be back for the final. So I will either be playing or commentating that final.
Me too.
Yes, so we will be back in one form or another.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Good night.
What's the score? 10-8 to Kevin.
Just make sure it's all done the way you need it.
Yeah, we've got no suggestions there, so you should go with us.
The only one not with a collar.
Hey mate, yeah, thanks for that. Cheers.